Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Today we are joined by Adrien.
Hello, I am Adrien Parot. I am 324 years old. I am a monk elf. I stand around 5'11", 170 pounds. I look frail as all get out. My beard is all the way down to my knees, and everything is white. My hair, my beard, my skin, my eyes.
Ooh. You look like a light breeze could blow you over.
Possibly, but I guess we'll find out.
And Elowen.
Hello, my name's Elowen. I am a Twilight Hunter Ranger. I'm a smoke genasi, so I can just kind of poof. So I don't really know how much I weigh, but I do know I'm really gray like smoke. And sometimes people say I kind of flash red in my eyes when I'm angry, but I'm not going to get angry today, so it's fine.
Scared. And they are both level 11, right? 11?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yep.
I leveled up my character today.
Yeah. You are both in the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild Hall. The guild is a large building with a bar, a sitting area with wooden tables and chairs, and a wall with a corkboard and job flyers posted. Perception check?
Oh, already? Okay. What is my perception? I don't even know. New character.
17 for Elowen.
I got an 18.
Ooh, you're both very perceptive, but it's Adrien who notices that there is a Basenji, which is a type of dog. It's got standy-uppy ears and very short brown hair. They're pretty cute. They've got thick necks. A Basenji-headed person is sitting at the bar, and you notice him because he is looking at the job flyer board.
Adrien slowly stands up from the table he's sitting at, grabs his cane, and then starts slowly moving over to him. And then slowly sits down next to him. Hey there!
His ears perk up when you sit down across from him, like a good boy. And he's like, "Oh, are you a fire-breathing kitten?"
You know it, Sonny. How can I help you?
I came here because I wanted to go along with some of you guys. If you happen to be going out, I'd like to do some mushroom collecting with one of you as one of my guard.
So, are you offering a job?
I'm offering a percentage of mushrooms.
Are they, what kind of mushrooms are they?
Delicious mushrooms. So we've got portobello mushrooms growing in these nearby woods and button mushrooms. And psst, it's a secret. They're the same kind of mushroom.
Sounds legit. I'm down. I love the forest.
Great.
Okay. Is there going to be any danger? Because I'm expendable.
Well, I'm not, so I hope not. But yeah, if you guys have something else going on, I'll tag along and I'll give you a percentage of my mushrooms.
Well, I suppose we could check the job board and see if there's something else we could do while we're, guarding the mushroom man over here. But I do have a question. Can you yodel? Or not yodel. I know Basenjis don't yodel, but the Basenjis don't bark. They do something weird. Oh, is this racist? I'm sorry. I live in the woods.
He laughs and he goes, "That's right. You won't hear me bark." Sometimes I go, "Oh," though. Everyone who owns a Basenji is probably face palming right now because people are they don't bark. They scream.
They scream. Yep. They're my favorite breed to admire from afar.
Yeah.
Adrien is going to get up very slowly again and walk to the job board very slowly and then study any jobs.
Oh, he slowly totters towards the board and he slowly gets closer. Elowen is, I guess...
She's vibrating. She's just okay. I'm trying not to be rude here, but let's go.
Mind your elders.
And he eventually reaches the corkboard with the pieces of paper and sees there are some other minor flyers, but this one for 30,000 gold catches your eye. That's the one you want, right?
Ooh.
Well, we're definitely reading it.
At least.
Adrien lifts the paper from the board and reads, quote, "There's a price on the heads of the band of con artists calling themselves the Panther Dander. Word is they've been hiding out in Tumuli Wood. Posted by the Kif Fasti police. Shared by Nulasag, leader of the fire-breathing kittens. And you know, he always has an eye out for you. Bounty, 30,000 gold if returned alive.
I wonder if Crud Jr. is part of that. I once heard he sold a bridge to one of his teammates.
Yeah, he did. Poor Borb. Oh.
Oh, poor Borb. Maybe can I make this would be a nature check to see if she knows the area or knows of, well, would this be a history check to see if she knows the performers? Because her, Elowen's background is a entertainer.
Oh, I'll read it again. There's a price on the heads of the band of con artists.
Con artist is kind of entertaining.
Oh, okay.
It was when a bridge got sold.
All right, you can, sure.
This would be a history, right?
All right, yeah. Let's see if you've heard the tale of the Kif-Fashtian Pantherdander.
How about a 16?
It's not that low, sure. You know that you heard from Amonist and Pidge and Stephen recently that the Pantherdander tried to attack Lady Diana and Stephen and Pidge in an alley. So you know that they're not nice. Because, yeah, that did happen.
She looks over and she's like, so, not a great crew, but I definitely think we can catch them.
Adrien slowly takes the job flyer off of the board and puts it in his pocket.
I like your enthusiasm.
Stick with me, kid. We're golden.
Well, I mean, you've lived a long time, so you've got to know something.
Survival.
Oh, yeah. It's the old people in the Game of Thrones that are the most dangerous, right?
We're going to find it on the map that's right next to the job board because there's the map there.
Yes, and there are 2 place names in this job flyer poster. One is that word is they've been hiding out in Tumuli Wood, and the other place name is that it was posted by the Kif Fasti police.
Well, should we go see if they have any leads at the police station?
Pretty sure all the leads are already on the board.
He is an experienced one.
Fair enough. Kif Fasti might be... Did I say that right? I live in the woods. Have I mentioned that? I've mentioned that. But I'm really bad at pronouncing things.
You said it right.
Yes, you did.
Yay. Should we start there, though?
Yes.
Great. Do you need, a ride? I say this out of a place of love and respect for our elders. Do you need a ride?
It wouldn't hurt.
Great. Let's go find a stable and some horses.
The Crud carriage is on loan to the Fire-Breathing Kittens Guild. We can use that.
That sounds great.
So yeah.
I'll go prep it while you walk over to it. How about that?
Perfect.
Okay, as Elowen starts heading out of the room, the Basenji, Phineas, his ears perk up and he says, "Oh, are we going somewhere?" And he stands up from his table and starts to follow Elowen out of the room.
Kif Fasti Forest, come along. Don't die.
He looks like his ears flatten a little bit, and he looks sad. His tail goes down, and he goes, "I hope I don't."
It'll be fine.
You're not there. You're prepping the horses.
Oh, isn't he behind me?
Yeah, he's following her out to the...
Oh, I thought you said he was behind me.
He can stay with you. He'll ask you, "Adrien, are you going too?"
That's why I just told you the information.
Okay, so he'll stay with you. And that leaves Elowen heading out to the stables to prep the horses. I think their names are Uber and
Lift. Yes.
Yes. And the horses are in the stable. It's actually a stable that lets out public space as well. If you guys have ever seen a horse renting stable, usually you can board your horses there. So there's lots of people here and horses and a lot more commotion than just the fire-breathing kittens, because that's a good way to make your money back if you have a stable. make it a little bit bigger, and then rent out the extra space. All right. And in the hustle and bustle of the stable, you see a beautiful white mink humanoid. She's gorgeous. You can't help but want to touch her fur. And she's getting a horse ready.
Elowen goes up to her, and she's not purposely getting in her space, but she's like in her space because, smoke kind of follows you, and that's kind of her thing. And she's just like, "Hi, weird question. Can I? You're really beautiful. Can I pet you?"
She looks at you with her long, beautiful mink face, with her cute pointed button nose at the end of it, and she smiles. You can tell people ask to touch her hair pretty frequently, and because she, I guess, in an effort to, make friends with the other races, she chooses not to take offense, and she chooses to say, sure. And she reaches out an arm and a shoulder so that you can pet her upper arm if you would like.
Elowen, gently rubs her fingers over and is just gentle wants, and she just kind of looks at her and she's like, "That's so cool. Where are you from?"
Nikamui. Yeah, I was just saddling up my horse to ride out. Are you a fire-breathing kitten?
I am.
Oh, I've never met one of you before.
Well, we're kind of everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Sometimes we're literally nowhere. It's okay. Do you need an escort? I think we're heading that direction anyways.
Oh, well, I was going to go south to the Polywog Fen, but are you guys heading north then? Or south, or?
At this point, Adrien arrives.
Hello.
And he says, "Cafasti Forest."
Cafasti is a desert, by the way.
What, am I saying it wrong then?
No, it's a desert. It's not a forest.
Oh, I thought you said forest. No wonder I can't find it on the stupid map.
Yes, they're hiding out in the Tumuli Wood, and it was posted by the Cafasti police.
Oh, okay. I have had a beer, so.
Good. More beers during D&D. That is the right way to play.
We're going north.
Oh, darn. I'm going south. Oh, you're going north? Can you deliver something for me? I've got a present for my friend who's north.
I don't see why not.
Oh, excellent. I can pay you 5 gold if you'll take it to her.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. And she reaches into the saddlebag. Her horse is as white and beautiful and snowy and fluffy as she is. And her saddlebag is all super ornately done up. She's got money. And she pulls out this cutely wrapped package. It's a square. It's completely wrapped in brown paper with twine around it in the like 2 pieces of twine wrapped around the short end of the rectangle and the long end of the rectangle, meeting in the middle in a bow, wrapped up like a present. If you were to wrap a brick, I guess. And she hands you something, and she also, in her other hand, has 5 gold. Do you accept?
Yes. Elowen takes it and sticks it in her backpack.
Okay, she says, "This is for Emily Starr. She's a doctor, and she's in the Retz Wood, which is kind of westish, northish of here."
Great. Does any of this expire, or is it alive, or anything I need to know about it, so that way I don't, accidentally jostle something, freeze something, cook something? Not that I'm saying I've ever done that before.
She laughs and she waves one of her mink paws, which are super cute. They have fingers at the end. And she says, "Oh gosh, no, just don't drop it in water or anything. It should be fine."
Okay, I can definitely make that happen.
And again, that is Emily Starr. She is a doctor, and she lives kind of on the border of Retzwood and Tumuli Wood in a cottage.
Okay, got it. Emily Starr, doctor. So, should we head west and then north, or north and then west when we get back?
Sounds like the cottage is northwest.
Then let's go there first.
You're the boss.
Not a great thing, but it's okay.
She rejects this responsibility.
It's too late. She accepted the package. It's all hers.
Yeah. Okay, so do I need to roll to prep the carriage?
In the past we haven't. There's a gold cost associated with it that seems to have carried over across several characters now. So at this point I think they just inherit it. And it is ready for you when you step out to it.
Sweet. All right, let's load up and let's go find this Emily Star. Actually, you know what would be smarter? Is if we went and tracked down, our job, and then we went to Emily because she's a doctor. So if we're really hurt, we can, get healed afterwards.
Or just don't get hurt.
Well, that's always the plan, but I don't think we've worked together yet, and yeah, you'll see.
Uh-oh.
I think she just threatened me.
I don't know what happened.
I think I just got threatened.
She's very clumsy. It's written on my character sheet.
I think she threatened to hurt herself, or guaranteed that she would get hurt. Well, don't die.
That's the plan.
Phineas the Basenji looks at you and he reaches out. His hand is a paw with little pink toes, and he puts his paw on your arm and he says, I'll give you a mushroom if you start to die.
Okay.
And to be fair about the carriage, it was established the very first time Crud Sr. got it that it would be on loan to the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild forever.
That's true.
That's why he got paid for it every week.
Nice.
Yes, it was a taxi service. It was established as a taxi service, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I don't care. It means I don't have to do the bee scene at the train station. So.
Well, I think we've all given up trying to scam our way onto the train.
Oh no, it's happened. It has happened. Oh, that was the episode with Orchid. Yeah. Anyway, so it was the one nat 20 that was rolled that entire episode.
Of course it was.
We paid for it. All right. So you're in the carriage, and the Uber and Lyft horses are lifting their hooves and prancing down the street with the clop-clop of the hooves and the rolling sound of the carriage as it wheels down the cobbled avenue. Where to?
Well, I suppose we should hit Redswood first.
Okay, now that's pretty close to town, so you can actually drive there in about an hour. It's like heading from downtown in a city to closer to the suburbs, and you're starting to see some farmland, and then some patches, some copses of trees, and some continuous forest.
Are we in town? In Redswood? Oh, Redswood is a forest. That was kind of dumb. That's not a town.
There are settlement, there's a few houses. It's not you don't think there's dragons here, but it's also no longer incorporated.
We should probably ask someone if they know where this doctor lives. Get the GPS coordinates.
That would have been smart when we had the mink lady. But perhaps we can knock on the door. Is there anyone outside doing yard work, maybe? I mean, yard work, forest work?
Perception check.
17 again. Apparently, perception is just going to all be 17s today.
21.
Okay, so Elowen is looking off to the left and sees a bunch of cows. Adrien, looking off to the right, sees the farmhouse that owns the cows. It's surrounded by fields and then by woods.
I tap her on the shoulder and say, "Over here."
The Basenji turns his head as well. Phineas goes, "Oh? Over there?"
No, people, not mushrooms. Well, there might be mushrooms. You're going to have to look.
Oh, while you guys are doing this, I'm just gonna pop right over there, get some mushrooms.
Watch out for the cow pies.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. Should you knock on the door or should I knock on the door? Because sometimes when young people knock on the door, it's a little weird.
You'll get there before me.
Fair enough. And she just, takes off. to go knock on the door.
Flowing down the long driveway, the smoke streaming out behind her head, she reaches the door first. Halfway down the drive, Adrien is slowly catching up.
It's like a grandpa on vacation with his excited grandchild. Elowen knocks on the door.
A bunch of dogs start barking. Yip, 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 yip. And you hear someone go, I'm coming! And they, they're heading towards the door, but the dogs got there first. You can hear their claws against the door as they jump up on it. And then the top of the door opens and the bottom of the door stays shut. And a person, they are an orc. An orc opens the door, and their farm-style door keeps the dogs in. And they say, can I help you?
Hi. First of all, cute dogs. I love dogs. But second of all, I'm looking for a Dr. Emily Starr.
Oh, Dr. Starr. We love Dr. Starr. Sure. She is down the road, and then you take a right, and then you take a left, and then you go straight, and it's the blue cottage.
Great, thanks. Can I pet your dog, though, before I go?
Oh, of course. She opens the bottom of the door, and the dogs run out. Some of them stay near you, and 3 of them keep going towards Adrien.
Adrien, watch out!
I see him.
Adrien, do a strength check as a large, fluffy puppy jumps up on you.
Oh, they're so cute with the puppy. Alright. That is going to be just a plain Jane strength, or can I try to dodge out of its way?
Strength.
Okay. It's going to be 16.
I see you, monk. Okay, the dog only got a 7, but I think we've got a little bit of an inkling that as he stands there sturdily as this large, fluffy dog jumps on him, he doesn't fall over like the old man you expected would.
Dun, dun, dun.
The dogs slobber all over your face, and then the lady calls out, come here! He doesn't want you jumping on him! And they head back towards the house.
Bye, puppy.
Bye, dogs. Thanks for letting me pet your dog. Okay, Adrien, let's go. I have the place.
Why did I get out of the carriage?
That's a great question, and we can ponder it on our way back.
Adrien turns around and starts walking back to the carriage slowly.
Elowen keeps pace this time, but you can tell that she's just like, okay.
All right. When you get back to the carriage, Phineas is nowhere to be seen.
Oh, wonderful. Our companion, he's a dog. How about let's just try, would it be, she looks at Adrien and she's like, would it be racist if I whistled to try to get his attention?
I'm 324. I can get away with it.
After a long pause, you see a person way off in the distance emerge from the forest with a basket on their arm. It's Phineas the Basenji, and he heads out of the woods. He's bipedal, I should just say that. And he walks towards you. His basket, as he approaches, has only 3 mushrooms in it.
I guess that means one of those is ours.
Oh, of course. And he hands you one of the mushrooms.
You can settle up at the end.
He goes, oh, it's good. It's good road food. You can take a bite of it.
Well, maybe later. Let's load up so that way we can go meet this doctor.
All right. He hops into the carriage gracefully.
Is Adrien in the carriage?
It took about 10 minutes, but yeah, he is.
Elowen hops up and she's like, giddy up. Let's go.
Uber and Lyft prance down the street. They're excited because they've been in the barn all day and this is their first walk. All right. You guys are going down the street. A crossroads appears. You can go left, straight, or right. Which way do you go?
I think the lady said right. Let's go right.
Okay.
This is when I, the DM, wish that I remembered the directions that I gave you.
I remember them. Yes, right is correct.
I was going to say, I think it's
okay.
It's right, left, straight, blue house.
Yep.
Yeah. That is correct. Okay. Well, then you successfully make it to... You see the blue house in front of you. I'm sorry, it's late. I wish I could say I'd been drinking. And there is a blue cottage. Now, unlike the farmhouse, this one is pretty close to the road, parked alongside the road, where the road like goes downhill a little bit and then meets like a drainage ditch, are 3 carriages all lined up in front of the blue house. And as you watch, someone comes out of the house, waves inside as they close the door, and then after they close the door, they turn around and they head out to their carriage. They get inside their carriage as you pull up.
Elowen walks over and kind of goes to the door and knocks on the door and is like, "Hello."
Don't worry, I'll wait here.
Oh, you got out of the carriage? So there's 2 people in line in front of you. The carriage that just finished their business drives off. And then if you step outside, are you walking past the 2 carriages to get to the cottage?
Yes, she is.
Oh, you receive glares from the people in the carriages.
She turns and what would she do? She looks and she's like, official male business, and I will sing you a song on my way back.
Persuasion check. Let's see if they want that song.
That would be a 10.
Okay, let's roll my dice. Oh, a thin, older gentleman with a scruffy beard leans out of the window with his elbow pulling his head and shoulder further out of the carriage. He looks at you, and he looks at the doctor's house, and without saying a word, he gets a wad of spit in his mouth, and he spits it to the ground, pretty close to your feet. Then he goes back inside the carriage and pulls the curtain across the carriage window.
Was this the carriage right in front of us?
Yeah.
So it's like 6 feet away?
Yeah.
Okay, all of a sudden, Adrien appears right there at the carriage window and spits into his face.
There's a curtain, so you spit on the curtain?
Oh no, I yanked the curtain over and spit on it. Spit on him.
Oh my, okay. He wipes the spit off of his face, horribly offended, and he steps out of the carriage right up in your face and starts screaming at you and going, "Oh, how dare you!"
Next time you insult one of my friends, it will be much worse. Get it back in your carriage.
Are you trying to intimidate him, old man?
Sure, why not? Well, should it be intimidation or should it be, what else do I have? Maybe I have something else that could do something. I mean, he doesn't want to get into a fight. I know that for a fact. He wouldn't last long. Sure, yeah, it's intimidation. I got nothing else.
Okay, I'm gonna roll an opposing insight.
Doesn't matter.
Is that a nat 1?
That is.
Your long old man beard gets in the way as you talk, and you just don't seem very fast and strong. So this guy, who's younger than you, Mr. 300-something-year-old, he's not young, but he's younger than you. He wipes that spit off his face, and he steps in closer, and he pokes you with his finger right in your shoulder, and he goes, "You go back to your spot in the line." And he's going to intimidate you. He rolled a 4. Please do an insight check.
Is it insight for intimidation?
I don't know, but I don't know what else to do for it.
Okay.
I don't think people do opposing, like...
Intimidation?
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I will gladly do an insight.
Okay. Do you have, like, +4 or something?
Try a +7.
Okay, so the commoner's probably not going to be able to intimidate you either.
That's a 19.
And so they both stand there, neither able to intimidate the other. The air is getting tense. Elowen, how do you react?
Elowen does like a weird acrobatic flip, and I'm probably going to have to roll acrobatics for that, and like pulls out her guitar and just does a really loud strum to try to get the attention on her. She has a plan. Might be a bad plan, but it's a plan. So do you want me to roll to see if I can actually do that?
Performance, actually, not acrobatics.
You get the flip for free.
I get the... that would be a 13. Yep,
Okay.
13.
Straight up luck check on me. I rolled higher than a 13. So you startle the old man where he hadn't been focused on you, and his thin, gaunt frame jumps a little bit, and then he looks ashamed, and he pokes Adrien harder, and he's going to try to do... Sorry, Adrien. He's going to try to roll the hit. Oh my gosh, he rolled a 3.
He wants to fight.
He's going to fight you. He rolled a 3 to hit you, so I'm not sure. What's your AC? Unless I added
It's well above 3.
Yeah, I don't think he's... So he rolls to... He swings his fist at you. And Adrien, what do you do? Does it hit you?
No, it does not.
Did you duck? Dodge?
I don't even think he has to. He just looks at this fist as it goes right to his left of his head.
Oh, he doesn't move at all. He stays completely in place, immobile. That's pretty intense. Go ahead and do another intimidate check.
Okay.
You're staring this guy down, not moving as he swings a fist at you.
It is not a 1 now.
That should be better.
Yeah, it's a 16. I don't get any bonuses with intimidation.
Okay, he rolled a 7 for insight. So as you spook him with your guitar, Elowen, and as Adrien just stands there completely unmoved, didn't even flinch, didn't even move a muscle, didn't even twitch, he backs down. And, wipes his face a little bit.
Elowen, go make your delivery.
It says, well, yeah. And he gets back in his carriage.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Elowen continues to the door.
Okay, as you open the door, someone comes out. It was probably only a minute or two since they went in. It's a very insight check.
No one spits at my friends.
9.
Okay, yeah, it's just fast. Okay. And then they walk past you, and the way is clear.
She goes up to the door and she knocks. Delivery, unofficial postal service.
Okay. Emily Starr, who is a mink with black fur, calls from inside the blue cottage. Oh, yes. Come on in.
Elowen enters, and she has the package, and she's like, hi, I met your friend and at the stable of the fire-breathing kittens, and then she gave me this to give to you. Is it your birthday?
Oh, minks have very long faces with cute little button noses. Her black eyes inside her black fur, it's hard to tell what her facial expressions are doing because it's all like dark as night. But she looks very soft. So, her voice conveys surprise, and she goes, "Oh, for me? Oh, who's this from?"
And if the player had a better memory and would have written down the name, Elowen would know. Actually, did Elowen even ask her name? I don't even know if Elowen asked her name.
It was offered, but I wasn't there, so I didn't bother writing it down because Adrien wouldn't know.
Aw. Okay, well, for the record, it was Joey Strahovski. But, what do you say, not knowing that?
It might have been your sister. She was white and she was very soft. She was very kind as well. Had really kind eyes and a cute little nose. And then she just kind of stops because she's like, I don't think I should have said that.
Emily nods graciously and says, "Oh, Joey, of course, yeah." She reaches out and will accept the package from you.
Sweet. She just said not to get it wet, and I don't know if that was more of like a delivery thing or just something you should know, but that's what she told me. Have a great day.
Oh, should I? And she reaches for a coin purse.
Oh, no. It was already taken care of. Don't worry about it.
Oh, thank you so much. And she puts the package down on, she goes over to a safe in the corner and starts to open it. Have a nice day, she waves at you.
Bye now. And then Elowen exits and heads back to her carriage. But before she does, she stops at the carriage of the guy that got mad at her and kind of knocks on the door.
The door erupts open and the guy jumps out. He's standing on the ground next to you and says, "What?"
Healing high five? And she holds out her hand. And she's gonna cast Cure Wounds if he gives her a high five.
He's not going to give you a high five, although you can make a persuasion check. He would not be inclined to give you a high. He rolled a 7, so it doesn't have to be very high.
Yeah, that would be a 16.
He awkwardly gives you a high five, not wanting to leave you hanging.
And she casts Cure Wounds, and I need to see. I know it heals things. I don't know what else does. I know. Do I have to? 1d8 plus. So he gains hit points equal to 1d8 plus my spell casting ability modifier.
What happens if he was already full?
Nothing.
Nothing happens.
Great. Have a great day. Bye-bye now. And Elowen just books it back to the carriage.
The guy shakes his head confused and then heads into the cottage. And as you've been waiting, 2 more people have pulled up behind you.
Man, this place is kind of hopping. Maybe we should use it sometime. You know, if we ever get hit in the face really hard or take a sword to the knee, one or the other.
I just go to Dr. Mocha.
Mm.
Oh, that is true. Well, shall we continue on our journey to go capture these fugitives?
Let's go.
Yay! Okay, giddy up.
Uber and Lyft prance down the road, and the spot fills up rapidly with another carriage behind you. So the line remains unbroken, and
as we pass the carriage, Adrien's going to just stick his sword out the window and put a nice long scratch.
Oh no.
Okay, the guy's inside, so that happened. Do you have a sword?
I got a short sword.
Yeah. All right, that happened. Screech as the sword goes down the side of the carriage, and then Uber and Lyft take you away. Oh man, Phineas looks a little afraid at Adrien. He's like, "Oh man, I don't want to get on your bad side."
No, you don't.
And the carriage continues down the road. You've now passed through the border between Retswood and Timuliwood. I don't quite remember the map, but I'm going to pretend that Timuliwood is even less habitated than Retswood. Do they touch on the map? I don't.
No. Retswood is directly west. Timuliwood is north. On the map.
What's between them?
Let me look.
Fuby Plains. Lissum. Oh wow, I can't pronounce anything. Lissumwood. Imau River, and then you hit Timuli.
There's a river between them. That's right. So you're driving your carriage through the woods, and then there's a really big bridge. Like, picture a bridge that it almost looks like you're crossing a lake. It's a huge river. And then you're in another woods.
Yay!
Yay. Okay, so how do we track these guys? There's got to be some, maybe... And Elowen's just kind of sitting there, muttering to herself about how we should track these people.
Adrien's going to look for, maybe cottages on the road, anybody on the road to maybe ask them.
There is nobody here. Much less densely populated.
Does Elowen see animals?
Yes. There is a squirrel that skitters up a tree as your carriage passes.
Elowen pulls the carriage to a halt and is like, I think I got this. And then she's going to cast Speak with Animals, and I don't normally play a casting class. So I don't know what a lot of my spells do, which is good, because then, others get to figure out what my spells do as well. Speak plants, speak with dead. Speak with animals. I could foresee that Elowen's like flipping through a notebook, but she does not have the speak with plants or speak with dead. So she's kind of doing it for show. Like, okay, so it lasts for 10 minutes. One action, and I can comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness is limited. But they can give me information about nearby locations, monsters, whatever they perceive or have perceived within the past day.
Okay.
And I might be able to get them to do a small favor for me. So she casts this, and she stops the carriage and goes under the tree and is like, hi, friend.
Oh, well, the squirrel falls out of the tree and lands on its feet, unharmed in front of you, shocked that a person has talked to it. You speak squirrel? It says to you.
Yes, sometimes it's a little rough. I, kind of took some squirrel lessons a little bit ago, but, sometimes it just comes out like pots and pans. I meant, it comes out weird.
The squirrel agrees, nods its head, and is getting over its shock after having fallen from the tree. It looks a bit dizzy.
Are you okay?
Ow, that hurt.
Would you like some healing, maybe?
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm not super great at doing this at range, so you're gonna have to get in my hand. And I'm sorry, I know it's really super scary, but if you just get in my hand, I'll heal you.
He staggers forward and kind of a little to the side, like a drunk squirrel, but it's just injured and dizzy. It takes a while for it to walk towards you.
She gently, I think she gets bored waiting and just kind of, touches him on the head and casts Cure Wounds again. And that is a d8 plus my spellcasting, so that would be 5. That would be 10 hit points.
Oh, wow. The squirrel is fully healed.
I hope you're not using spell slots. We might need those. Okay.
They're low level. We'll be okay.
To the audience, that was her going, yep.
Yes, this is an audio medium.
Why did your party die? Oh, well, they used all their spell slots on strangers.
An old man who didn't need to be healed and a squirrel.
Squirrel. The squirrel looks super happy, though. It perks its bushy tail up and looks you right in the eye. It's maybe a foot tall, but it's up on its hind legs and looking at you. It goes, wow, thank you.
You're welcome. Can you, have you seen, they're kind of scary looking people, but the Panther Danther, crew?
Oh, yeah, I see panthers all the time. Oh, yeah, cougars and mountain lions and panthers. It's best to be up in a tree.
Yes, that is very true. But these would be people, and these would be people that like to, scam / hurt / mug in a dark alley people.
Oh, there aren't very many people around here. Maybe there might be a house at the northern edge of my territory?
Great. Do you see people coming in and out?
Yeah? Of the house? Yeah?
Yes. Yes. Would you want a ride and you could kind of direct us in the direction of the edge of your territory?
Oh, it's not on the road. It's in the trees.
Of course it's not. Do you mind coming back with me to my carriage so I can, talk to my friends and kind of get everybody on the same page?
Of course. And it uses its claws to climb up your leg, head up on your shoulder, and sit on the top of your head, holding on to your hair very tightly with its claws.
Just loosen the grip on the hair a little bit.
The squirrel does not. Auto hand punch.
And she walks back over to the carriage and she's like, Adrien, my friend here. Oh, forgive me. I forgot to ask your name. What's your name?
Hope.
Oh, that's a cute squirrel name. My friend here, he might have seen some people in the edge of his territory, but it's not on a road, but it's a house where people have been coming in and out.
Now she's talking to squirrels.
It's got its bushy tail over her nose at the moment.
She just gently kind of like pushes it away. And she's like, what's the word? And she's saying this in squirrel to the squirrel. Pokes, hurts, dogs, that tickles. And she, remembers the word in squirrel finally. So he's gonna help us find it, but we have to like get out of the carriage, and walk, which would be great for you. And she looks at Phineas and is like, you can definitely look for mushrooms while we're on our way.
Oh, that's perfect, says the Basenji.
What do you say, Adrien?
Okay, squirrel lady.
Yeah, I'm a bit nutty. People have told me that before, but it's okay. Shall we, store the carriage somewhere? 'Cause, might get stolen.
Adrien takes out of the back a large piece of wood that's adjustable, and it has 2 spikes coming out of it. And he puts it on both tires on one side, locking them into place.
Did you really possess that?
Maybe?
And then the GM has a unicorn, and she rides the unicorn on a rainbow.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Oh, wait, I actually can invent anything I want. But as a player, no, you have to own it. You have to own it to use it.
Nope, that's not a good solution. Hope, do you have any friends that live around here that could potentially, I don't know, hang out in our carriage, and I'll leave you some of my rations, and we can just, they can have a nice picnic while we go and do our thing, and they can just kind of hang out and, communicate with you if something bad happens. I mean, of course, I'm not going to be able to talk to you in a little bit, but you could always, jump on me, smack me in the face. It'll be fine.
Knowledge nature.
That's not great. That would be a 4.
Yeah, I can tell. He looks offended. On your head, you are very aware that it is a male squirrel. And he goes, "This is my territory. Mine."
Great. And Elowen is trying very hard not to get angry because she's trying not to cook the squirrel. Okay. How about other animal friends? And she's just waiting.
Squirrels hate things.
Apparently.
Yeah. Squirrels are not... Have you ever seen squirrels chase one another? They're not doing that because there's cuddles at the end.
Yeah. Alright, we could... Alright, I have this thing, and, it's called Hide in Plain Sight, and I know that normally only applies to the character, but could she use that knowledge of hiding in plain sight to hide the carriage on the side of the road?
Read the skill.
I will read the skill.
Let's find out.
Starting at 10th level, you can spend 1 minute creating camouflage for yourself. You must have access to fresh mud, dirt, plants, soot, and other naturally occurring materials in a forest. Once you are camouflaged in this way, you can try to hide by pressing yourself up against a solid surface, such as a tree or wall, that is at least as tall and wide as you are. This might not work. You gain a plus 10 to dexterity.
It would, as long as you're willing to cover the carriage in tree branches and mud.
There's a carriage washing service, but back near the guild, right? She's looking at Adrien and she's like, right?
Just clean it off when you're done.
Great. And then she goes to work.
All right. You spend 10 minutes completely plastering this carriage in mud and pine needles and dead tree branches. You stick a pine cone at the top and the end to finish it off nice. It looks like a tree fell over and is laying on the side of the road. No one would think this is a nice carriage.
Ta-da! I suppose we could ride Uber and Lyft to keep him with us. Wait, are Uber and Lyft like big drafty types now that came out of my mouth?
Clydesdales.
Great. She ties him like behind where the fallen tree is.
All right.
All right. Let's go. And if it's been 10 minutes, she can no longer speak to Hope.
Oh, it has been. Do a perception check.
Yeah, that's a 17 plus 5. That's a 22.
Okay. With a 22, you're very certain you don't know where Phineas is.
Oh, we lost the dog. Okay. We lost Phineas. Should we be worried? Should we just, leave? I mean, we are supposed to guard him, but, he'd be safe, right? While we go and bust the bad guys?
He's an adult. He can take care of himself.
I mean, we're supposed to be his guards, but if you say it's okay, let's go catch us some bad guys.
And they head off.
Technically, he just asked to tag along.
He did ask us to guard him, though.
For mushrooms.
Yeah, that's fair. Yep. So Elowen starts following Hope.
Hope is chattering up a storm in the tree, bouncing from branch to branch. How do you react to Hope chattering above you?
She kind of looks at Hope and whistles to get her attention, just kind of like a, and she just kind of does a motion where she's like not across her neck because that would be like death. Die, squirrel. She just like puts her hand over her mouth and is like the monkey, like cannot speak, cannot understand.
Ah, okay. So you did tell Hope. You didn't just nod and smile as you... Well then, Hope looks a little sad, but keeps bouncing from tree to tree.
Cool, and she's following. So now, is Adrien keeping up with Elowen?
You see him in the back, way behind you, but he always seems to be right there, the exact same spot, no matter how you move. You don't know what's going on.
You never can lose him, although you seem to be trying. All right, and you guys are now fully in the woods. The fallen tree that was your carriage is behind you, and you're following a squirrel deeper and deeper into Timuli Wood. There are pine trees around you. You're walking on fallen needles. It's got a soft sound with every step as you squish the wet needles. Far, far, far above you, patches of sky in between the treetops. As you look up, is anybody looking up at the sky every now and then?
Yeah, I'm sure Adrien, in his years of knowledge and experience, would always keep a 365-degree eye out.
The old ones are the smartest, yes. Elowen, are you looking up?
I think she's just looking up to check on Hope and make sure she's still following.
Of course. So you both are looking up and you both have the ability to do a perception check.
Nat 20, baby.
Oh.
Nat 1.
A bird is overhead right as you look up and it goes, "Caw!" and your eye stings for the Nat 1. So he's cleaning out his eye. And for the Nat 20, you notice that there are large spiderwebs up in those trees. Like large. I'm talking like large spiderwebs. Huge spiderwebs. The squirrel nimbly jumps around them and is able to continue to pass from tree to tree. But you think that, like, they're large enough for you to lay, like, on a hammock up there.
Adrien, and can I make a nature check to see if I know, like, what breed of spider? Is that a thing? Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a 12.
Okay. You know that normal spiders wouldn't make this.
So big spiders, not normal. Big webs. Any advice here?
I can't see anything past this bird shit. Hold on.
Yeah.
He'll do a nature check now that he's got the, he's cleared his vision. I get a -1 in nature, so that's a 7.
Normal spiders don't make webs like these.
Yeah, I don't think those are normal, Elowen. Watch out for big spiders.
And
Great.
birds.
And yes, watch out for the birds. They do the droppings into the eyes.
Yeah, they tend to do that. She pulls out her short sword and is just kind of holding it in front of her. And also, like, if there's any webs in front of her, kind of clearing them. She's getting less concerned about Adrien, but she's still concerned about Adrien's safety. She's like, he got in a fight and he seemed okay, but it wasn't a real fight, so maybe we should still be careful.
He's stronger than commoners, but yeah.
A dog couldn't knock him over, and he didn't flinch when he got punched at. But he moves slow as hell.
Or does he?
Or does he? He did appear at that carriage pretty quickly.
That is true.
So nervous, apprehensive, they're walking through the woods. Your ears are probably listening carefully for sounds now that you've got goosebumps on your arms as your hairs are lifted and you're like nervous. And because you're paying extra special attention, both of you do perception checks with advantage.
Ooh, good, because I need that.
Yeah, I need that too. Well, that's better.
Thank you for the advantage. My first roll was a 2.
My first roll was a 4.
But my
gosh, you guys are totally...
my second roll
Oh, is a nat 20.
Nice.
is a nat 20.
Mine is... I did the math and then I lost math. 16.
Oh, yeah. Thank goodness you were both paying attention because you both hear way off in the distance. Help!
Let me guess, it's coming from behind us.
To the left.
Oh, to the left.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? You heard that.
Yeah.
The help, should we...
Did that sound like our mushroom friend?
Oh, no, it did not sound like Phineas.
Oh, okay.
Should we perhaps go and, see if we can help, but assuming that this is a trap, because remember, con artists.
That's okay. I'm expendable. Can we estimate how far away the voice was?
It sounded like it came from your left, at least a few hundred feet away, because you can't see the person who called that through the trees.
Okay, so all of a sudden Adrien dashes, and he's 110 feet away from you to the left.
Elowen takes a deep breath and is just like, we could have done that earlier. It is fine. I am not angry. It is cool. It is cool. We're all cool here. If you could just imagine that scene from Disney Hercules where it's just like, she gets a little red in her hair and then she's just like, nope, we're cool. We're cool. We're good. We're good.
Yep. And if you don't dash, he's going to be 110 feet away from you.
Yeah, I'm gonna dash. I don't know. I've never dashed before in D&D, and that sounds really stupid, but I've never dashed.
It's just double your movement.
Yep.
Okay, so that would be 70 feet. Yep, dashing.
Okay, so now you're behind Adrien, Elowen. Off to your left, you're dashing. Adrien's 110 feet. Elowen's 70?
Yep.
70 feet? And you're much closer, and you hear a sound of a branch breaking. It's probably 200 feet further.
Watch out for the branch. She kind of calls out.
It's on the ground. It's like
Oh, it's a dead branch.
Yeah.
Nope, I stand by that statement. She would definitely say that thinking it was falling from above. She switches her short sword for her bow. and calls out lowly, Adrien, should we, call out to make sure they're not dead?
No, just keep up. And he dashes another 110 feet.
Okay. You are now 60 feet ahead of Elowen. Is that the right math? No, 80 feet.
If he dashes another 100...
She went 70.
Yeah,
that
and
was
you went 110.
So it'd be 150? 160?
Well, if you go 70, if you follow with 70, I think you'd be 80 feet behind Adrien.
I will follow with 70.
Okay. All right. And you hear another, help!
Yeah, she's at 70 feet. I just did the math.
Okay. All right, and then with one final dash, Adrien, do you burst through the trees?
No. We're at...
No, I did not.
He's experienced. I didn't say stupid. So he went 110 feet. So that was 200. So he went 110. So that leaves him 90 feet. So if he moves his 55 feet, all you math nerds, so that means he's 35 feet away from the thing. So he gets the 55 feet and then stealths and takes a look at what he sees.
Oh, okay. Roll a stealth check.
26.
You are hidden. They do not perceive you. Mostly because as you push your head through the branches and look into the scene where you can hear the crunching of branches, you see an elf punching another elf, and the elf that's screaming, "Help!" falls to the ground, and you see the elf stand over the other elf and start kicking him.
Does the elf that is doing the kicking, does he look like some sort of bandit uniform like the guys we're looking for?
He is wearing normal clothes.
Normal clothes.
With that, he kicks the other elf in the side real hard, going for his kidneys. Elowen, you were behind. Do you catch up?
Yes, she does.
Okay, you see the same scene. You're 30 feet away from one elf kicking another elf in the kidneys.
Okay, well, I'm stealth, so I'm going to sneak up behind him and kick him in the kidneys.
And with that, we are going to take a break. Joining us this time were Adrien.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I am expendable.
And Elowen.
Squirrel Girl signing off.
Bye-bye. We hope that you're enjoying this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Please leave us a review on iTunes.com. You can subscribe to receive new episodes through your podcast player or by visiting firebreathingkittenspodcast.com or finding us on YouTube. Can you think of someone who might enjoy this podcast? Please share it with them. We don't pay to advertise this show, so the only way we can grow is through the support of listeners like you. Thank you. Welcome back to Fire Breathing Kittens, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. We are joined by Elowen.
Hello.
And Adrien.
I'm getting there.
Please roll a d20.
11.
3.
Okay, I'm holding up a number on this dice. Do you guys see
15.
Yep, 15.
Who's the closest to 15?
3 is.
No. I should preface this with, I am not a math person. So you say math things, and I'm like, maybe.
So yeah, 3 is. You're not going to say the thing before I start? I'm talking about the DM.
Oh, no, I'm waiting to see who says. This is a player off, and I'm waiting to see who's going to claim
11 is, duh.
Okay, Adrien, please tell us what happened last time on the Fire Breathing Kittens.
I mean, unless she wants to do a intelligence check.
I don't think you have her fooled. I think she's just being nice.
Let's see. We were at the guild hall, and a guy walked in. I forget his name right now, but he's a dog person, and he asked us to escort him, or if he could come with us as we go on our next adventure. We said, okay, and we went to the job board, found a job to hunt down con artists in the desert wood, as I mistakenly called it earlier. But, so we, Elowen went ahead and went to get the horses and everything ready first, because Adrien is a bit slow. Not with intellect, but, physically. And there she met a character whose name I can't remember, or the type, like a weasel person, or mink person. They're both nodding, and, that's not helping, and... Was the weasel person? Nod, nod, nod. Was it a mink person? Nod, nod, nod. Thanks!
Yeah. Are weasels and minks... I guess they're not the same thing.
I'm really glad that Adrien said that, because it was a reference to a character in BNA, which is an anime, and she's a mink, and the main character keeps calling her a weasel, and she screams, "I'm not a weasel!" And it's like a recurring joke. So, yes, they look very similar to weasels, but they're softer.
Okay, anyway, the gerbil person decided to give Elowen a package and paid her 5 gold to deliver the package, so we went to the woods that just west to us before heading north to deliver said package. We got directions from a nice farm person, an orc, if memory serves, and she went ahead and asked the person directions, and Adrien made it about halfway before that entire interaction was done. Came back after she got the directions, and she asked if it was rude or racist to whistle for the dog guy. So Adrien went ahead and did it anyway. We got him back. He found 3 mushrooms. So far our allotment of our mushrooms out of that is 1, because he's paying us in mushrooms.
Yeah, he is.
So we went to the doctor's house to make the delivery and got in line behind some carriages. But since we were only making a delivery, Elowen got out to go make the delivery, and some rude old bastard spat at her feet.
Yep.
So Adrien gets out and confronts him by spitting in his face.
Yep.
They exchange words. The old man throws a punch at Adrien. Adrien doesn't even flinch, and the guy cowers and goes back into his carriage. Elowen gets done delivering her probably drugs to the doctor, and it doesn't make very good rolls, so we're probably never going to hear from that again. She comes back to the carriage. The old guy goes make his appointment, and she gave him a high five, a healing high five, which didn't do jack. But as we leave, Adrien sticks his sword out of the window and scratches the heck out of that guy's carriage.
Yep.
So we make it to the next woods, the one we're going to, and Elowen decides to talk to a squirrel to get directions to the bad guys. The squirrel tells her that there's only one place she knows where people are, and so starts leading us towards it. And after she disguises our carriage as a fallen tree, and then hid the horses behind that. So we're going in the woods. We see spiderwebs. She can't talk to the squirrel anymore, so the squirrel's just making faces, probably giving her the finger.
Squirrels.
Yeah.
Probably.
And then all of a sudden we hear, "Help!" At which point, all of a sudden, Adrien is 155 feet away from Elowen, running towards the person in distress.
This old man who was having problems keeping up with you all day sprints.
Yep. And so he gets there first, hides real quick, and sees one elf beating up on another elf. And then Elowen finally catches up about an hour later. And Adrien leaps to his defense, sneaks up behind him, and starts punching him in the kidneys. Sneak attack.
Yes, everybody, please roll initiative.
That would be a 21 for Elowen.
That's a 22 for Adrien.
Adrien dashes out of the tree cover that he was in, and what did you do? You are 30 feet away from the two elves.
35 feet away. I'm using so hopefully I get a surprise round because I did stealth.
Yep, you successfully stealthed. You have a full round of surprise.
Okay. I punch him in the kidney 4 times.
The attacker? Okay.
Yes.
No, I punched the man on the ground.
Well, the first one's a nat 20. Second one is a 26. Another nat 20. And a 12.
The 12 misses.
Okay.
But the other one's hit.
All right, so I need to do damage real quick.
Are you hitting lethally or non-lethally?
Oh, non-lethally. He's a monk. He doesn't believe in lethality.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to add my plus. I need to do the dice. That's 2 nats, so that's going to be 5d20s. No, not 2 20s. I'm sorry, 8s. That's going to be 32 damage to the guy's kidney.
Oh my. He had 30 hit points. So, kind of like in Avatar The Last Airbender, there's a person from the circus who knows exactly which pressure points to poke at and render their opponent immobile. You punch at the kidney of the elf who was kicking the other elf in the kidneys, and you give him what he was given. He crumples and falls to the ground, unconscious.
Yeah, he's going to be peeing blood for quite a while.
That was fast. The rapid crumpling to the ground leaves him on top of the other elf, who starts screaming more. And he's like, oh, what's happening?
Adrien's going to grab the unconscious guy's collar and pull him off of him.
This frees up the elf on the ground, who uses his elbows and forearms to scoot backwards away and kicks away from his attacker.
It's all right. I got him. Are you okay?
The elf looks up at you, his eye rapidly blackening, a scuff on his cheek, and he goes, who are you? What? Ah!
I'm Adrien. I'm the one that saved your life. Why is he attacking you?
I don't know. He just went crazy.
Elowen still has her bow out because she's a little suspicious. And she would like to make a "Are you lying?" check, which I believe is insight, right?
Yes.
Yep. She believes him. That would be a nat 1.
He's not lying.
My insight only makes it 2.
Well, it's good to check. So you totally believe him. From the border, it's now your turn if we're going in turn order. You're standing on the edge of the clearing, 30 feet away from the man on the ground, the elf on the ground, and you totally believe him. What do you do?
She walks over to him and she's like, hi, who are you?
I'm Lawrence. Lawrence Burke.
All right, Lawrence. We're looking to get in contact with people. You might know them. The Panther Danther.
Lawrence thinks about it for a second and goes, I can't say I do.
Can I make another insight check?
Yeah.
While this conversation is going on, Adrien is searching the fellow that he knocked out.
You're reaching into his pockets and pulling out things. You find a dagger and a set of keys.
17 was her insight check.
You believe that he does not know the Panther Dander.
So you don't know them. Great. I know he asked, but, why were you getting beat up in the woods? I mean, people normally don't get beat up in the woods, but just to question. Do you have anything valuable on you? Do you need protecting?
He looks nervous when you ask if he has anything valuable on him. He says, "No, I don't have anything valuable on me." And he quickly turns out his pockets. They're completely empty.
Do you live here? 'Cause,
No, I was just walking through the woods on my journey, and this guy attacked me. He's crazy.
I mean, he looked crazy, that is true. Where are you headed?
I was heading that way, and he points back the way you were coming.
And you weren't on the road because...
Well, I didn't think I'd need to be. I just wanted to go over there.
Sounds fair enough. Is knocked out over there awake yet?
It'll take him 1d4 minutes to wake up. So that'll be 4 minutes from now to naturally wake up. Actually,
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
I'm going to use those 4 minutes to tie him up very, very well.
Okay, what are you using to tie him with?
Sleight of hand.
No, like a rope or...
Oh, yeah, rope.
Okay. It turns out that ropes naturally come with a DC to break out of them.
Oh, so you don't want me to roll anymore.
I looked up ropes recently and discovered that they had a number. I can't remember if it was 14 or 17, but it's one of those numbers. So
I'll
look
take
up
17.
Look up your rope. Is it a hempen rope or a silken rope?
It's hempen, I'm sure.
I would look it up, yeah. So you look it up and you tell me. But yeah, it comes with its own...
Yep, hempen.
Yeah. It's like I actually read, because I was just like, oh, it's a rope. And then I added it to my inventory. And then I read it one day and DC 17 strength check. And it has 2 hit points. Did you know? Yeah.
The more you know.
Turns out there's all these rules you can use. Anyway, so...
They're optional.
So it's a DC 17 strength check. Okay, so he is tied. Do you do anything else before the 4 minutes pass?
No, I'm pretty much just watching the bruises on his kidneys just, get bigger and bigger and bigger. I've got his shirt up so I can watch it.
Okay, so he's tied with his hands behind his back and his shirt lifted 2 inches so you can see his kidneys, which are pretty close to your waist, by the way, people. And so he's mostly clothed, just clarifying. And he wakes up.
Hi, I'm the one that kicked your ass.
He looks up at you wide-eyed and then looks around. He's tied and I guess laying on his belly because his arms are tied behind his back, right? And you're looking at his kidneys, so probably not laying on his back because that would be laying on your kidneys. So his face is full of the leaf litter on the forest floor.
Adrien lays down on his stomach so he's face to face with him. So, you want to tell me why you were attacking this guy?
Oh, Adrien. You're prone, aren't you?
Yeah.
Did you know that when you're prone, melee attacks against you get advantage?
Okay. Who's attacking?
1 second as I roll.
We're gonna get eaten by spiders. It's fine.
That's a nat 20 because of advantage. And that is that has advantage. And that has advantage. 20, 16, 19 with advantage. So 20, 16 plus 7, and 19 plus 7. Does a 16 plus 7 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay,
16
so they all
plus
hit
7
you.
will hit everything.
Okay. All right. So as you lay down on the ground prone, that was exactly what the Jirogamo was waiting for. And the elf erupts into a giant spider form. And with its giant spider teeth and impaling leg is going to strike you 3 times, Adrien. Because you got prone near it.
So the guy that's tied up is
Still tied up and on the ground. A great morsel for the Jirogamo, as the person who you saved erupts into a spider form and deals 14 biting damage. Please make a Constitution saving throw, and then 20 piercing damage. It gotcha.
Okay. I got some stuff. Hold on.
And then you take an extra 17 damage because it surprise attacked you, which is its specialty.
Okay. Let's see.
That was fantastic, by the way. That you got prone. You laid down.
Okay. So, I'm going to use patent defense to take the dodge action.
Can you take the dodge action when you're surprised?
Oh, wait. No, that's on my turn.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, no, that's just for a dexterity saving throw. Okay. What kind of throw am I making? Constitution?
Constitution.
Because you're poisoning me. Why do you poison me? It's always me.
I genuinely randomly generated
Doesn't matter.
an enemy.
I'm immune to poison. That's right.
Good. Yeah, no, I just randomly generated this enemy today, and I was like, that's cool, and then I wrote a story around it, so...
Yeah, nope, I'm immune to poison, so it doesn't affect.
Good. Well, all right, that's good, because bad things would have happened to you. All right, but you're immune. So you take 14 damage from the bite that's piercing, 17 surprise attack damage, and 20 impaling leg damage.
Mm-hmm.
As it impales you on its leg. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And you're already lying on the ground, so you're like a stuck fly in this spider's web. And you tied up your ally. So that's fun. Okay, are you still up after all that damage?
Yes.
Okay, 17 plus 14 plus 20?
Yes.
Are you almost dead? What's going on with your health?
I'm hurt.
All right. Adrien's hurt, and that was Martin's turn. Did I get that right? Nope. Martin's the tied up one. That was Lawrence's turn. Elowen.
Lawrence of Spider Guy.
Yeah. Yes, so that was Lawrence's turn. Next up is Martin. Martin tries to make a strength saving throw. He rolled a 5. He is still tied up and prone on the ground as the person who laid down in front of him gets speared and impaled. You are literally impaled on a spider's leg, and you probably scream out in pain, and he screams. He echoes you. He frantically tries to get out of the ropes, and he can't. He's also at 1 hit point. Elowen, it's your turn. Oh, by the way, Lawrence is a giant spider.
Mm-hmm. Okay, she does this thing where she, since she's a Twilight Hunter, she infuses her... How close am I to... I'm pretty close, aren't I?
10 feet.
So she runs up behind and infuses her short sword with the energies of Dusk, and so now my weapons deal an additional 1d6 necrotic, along with their normal damage, and she just takes a nice swing for her first attack. It's gonna be that kind of day. That would be a total of 8.
To hit?
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't hit.
Yeah. So she takes her second attack and swings at it again. And that would be 14.
Also does not hit.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I already took my movement. Nope, yep, that's it. That's all she can do. Is just swing and miss.
Okay. Adrien, you're up after Elowen. You're currently impaled on a spider's leg. And you're face to face on the ground with a tied up Martin, who's screaming.
Okay, so if I'm impaled, are you saying that I am restrained?
No, you're not restrained.
Okay, so he's gonna stand up.
Yeah.
He's gonna look at the guy, go, "We will talk later," and stands up.
Okay.
He's gonna look right in the 8 eyes of this spider and hit him 4 times. All right, so that my lowest roll there was a 18.
You hit all 4 times.
Okay.
Punch, 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 punch.
One of them was a gnat.
The old man with the beard down to his waist moves inhumanly fast. As his frail, elderly arms, you're 300 and something years old?
Yeah, 324.
And your fists collide with the furry carapace of the spider. I don't know what a carapace is. It sounds bug-like, don't you think?
Yeah, it sounds bugger.
Yeah. That's going to be 46 damage to each of its eyes.
To each?
To each eye, 46 damage.
How much damage total?
No, that's 46 in total.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So he's got 8 black eyes now.
The spider blinks as your fists. Probably, spiders don't have eyelids, right? That is a vulnerable place, huh?
Yeah?
Yeah. It loses hit points. And it blinks and shakes its head. Its massive jaws underneath its eyes click together a few times as it wants to bite you. And actually, it's its turn. So it's going to try to bite you. But because you struck it in the eyes, wow, the highest I rolled was an 8, and I rolled 3 times.
Well,
does a 15 hit you?
No, it does not.
Oh, and because you struck it in the eyes, it totally misses you with its bite and its impaling leg. Man. All right. And that was its turn. Now it's Martin's turn. Martin is going to try to break the ropes. Yes, nat 20. Martin, terrified on the ground, rips through with a strength born out of panic and confusion. Rips through that rope. And Martin that's its entire turn. But he's free. Elowen, it's your turn.
So she swings at the spider again with her short sword. And the first one was a nat 1. So she
misses.
She misses. And then she swings.
Let me roll a percentile. You're fine.
And then she I rolled a 16 for her second swing.
Also misses.
Elowen is having a rough day.
Oh, yeah.
And then she scoots back. She moves back about 15 or so feet so she can...
To leave the melee combat range will provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yes, she will take it.
Okay. Does a 20 hit you?
Yes, a 20 hits me.
Take 10 piercing damage from an impaling leg as one of the 8.
As a smoke genasi, she can do a reaction and do smoky escape and just poof into a cloud of smoke.
Oh man, the leg strikes down into the cloud of smoke where Elowen had previously been, and the spider is blinking its eyes a few more times, confused about where things are around it.
Yes, should I read that to you?
Nah.
Okay. Because it obscures a 15-foot radius sphere centered where I was until my next turn. And I'm incapacitated. And I'm resistant to all damage.
Does it affect the people around you?
There is smoke in a 15-foot radius sphere. So if they are within... Until my next turn.
Yeah. Does it blind them?
It does not say. It just is heavily obscuring.
Oh, yeah. That sounds pretty blinding. Okay, so I'm going to give you the blind condition for 1 turn for everyone in that melee area, which was, I believe, disadvantage on hits. I don't remember. I write down the conditions I'm using for each game, and I'm not using that one this game, so I don't really remember what it does. Blinding. I can look it up. Can't see, automatically fails any ability check that requires sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. So everyone's hitting each other with disadvantage for a round as you get away. Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Adrien, we're back to you. It's smoky, and in the smoke and mist rising around you, a shadowy giant spider form looms up.
Okay, so I had to reroll all my d20s. Thank you.
Because she gave you disadvantage.
Still, my lowest one is 17.
17 hits?
Okay. So he gets 4 strikes to his thorax. Says I think it shifted around to look at Elowen anyway. So all of a sudden he shifts around, and then his thorax becomes a punching bag. Boop, 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 with 46 damages to his spinnerets.
Wow. Oh man, when your fist collides with the spider, the hard shell crunches and cracks, and a crack, probably feels really gross under your fist. The spider definitely took some damage there. The Jirogamo. Okay. Oof. Next up is
by the way, all my strikes do count as magical strikes, if that matters to your creature.
That's good to know. All right. The Jirogamo looks injured and hungry. It is going to cast a spell. The spell it casts is Web. Now, normally, Web would conjure a mass of thick, sticky webbing at a point of your choice within range that fills a 20-foot cube from that point for the duration. The webs are difficult terrain and lightly obscure their area. If the webs aren't anchored between two solid masses such as walls or trees or layered across a floor, wall, or ceiling, the conjured web collapses on itself. Blah blah. Webs layered over a flat surface have a depth of 5 feet. Each creature that starts its turn in the webs or that enters them during its turn must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is restrained as long as it remains in the webs or until it breaks free. A creature restrained by the webs can use its action to make a strength check against your spell save DC. If it succeeds, it is no longer restrained. Okay, so, and normally it would do that. Since it's in the forest, these are all well-anchored webs, and this area is just actually very webby, all up in the trees and the boughs overhead. And this additional web means that in a 20-foot cube, which I think, Elowen, how far away did you move?
15 feet.
Gets Elowen too. All right. So you guys have half movement, I think, because of the difficult terrain, and you have to make a dex saving throw on your turn. And you need to use your action to make a strength check to be able to move again. It spent its turn doing that because it's going to enjoy moving slowly towards you and eating you all as you struggle to get free. That ends its turn. Martin had just ripped his way out of the rope. He now looks around him, and it's actually the same DC. And last time it took him a nat 20 to get out, so let's see what Martin does. Oh, poor Martin. He rolled a 13. So Martin screams in frustration as he is now covered up to his neck with 5 feet of spider web, and the giant spider moves closer to his head. Elowen, it's your turn. You are restrained. You can't move.
So if I'm gaseous, because I was the fog, when I poof back into existence, do I poof on top or do I still sink down?
Into it. It's 5 foot, unless you can poof 5 feet into the air. Yeah. And are you starting your turn in the webs?
Yes.
Okay, dex saving throw, please.
That would be it.
To see if you're restrained or not.
Dirty 20.
Okay, you are not restrained. That means you don't have to use your action to break free of the restraint.
Great. She's gonna shoot with her bow twice.
Okay.
And the first one was a nat 20, and the second one was a 17.
Both hit. One critically.
Sweet. Do we do double... Oh, I rolled the wrong dice for damage. Should I do double damage because it was a crit?
Yeah, I think you take the number of dice that you would normally roll, and you roll that number of dice again, and at the end of all that rolling, you add your modifier.
Okay. So the first one does 11 damage, and then the second one does 9. So that'll be 20 damage in total.
An arrow sprouts out from between the spider's eyes. Ew. And quivers there with the force of the blow. And the spider screams in pain and lifts its jaws and head up to the sky and goes Rawr! Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
It's back to Adrien. Adrien, the spider is, well, first you're starting your turn in web.
Right, and the spider is right in front of me anyway, so...
Yes, it's right in front of you. So go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Let's see. 23.
Okay, you are not restrained. Which is good because it means your attack rolls don't have disadvantage.
Okay. My lowest roll for that one, for this time, is a 16.
The 16 misses.
The 16 misses, okay. So the other 3 will hit, because then it's 18 is the next lowest. Okay. All right. So it's going to be 30 damage. Right to those spinnerets again.
Oh. The spider appears very injured. It totters and wobbles on its giant, way too long legs, and clicks and clicks its mouth parts together angrily and feebly.
It's chittering.
Yes. It looks like it's on its last, legs.
Wah, wah.
And it's its turn. The spider is going to try to get Martin, who has 1 hit point. It's like, if I'm going out, I'm going to kill Martin too. It's going to roll to hit him with advantage. It rolled a 2 and a 5. This is your DM's sad face.
Martin is not going to die today.
Well, that was its bite. Let's see its legs. Seriously, a 3 and a 10. And, okay, there we go. 13 and a nat 20. Oh, there we go. Okay, so with 20 damage, because that last one definitely hits. And let's see, the 13 plus 7. So Martin is at negative 29 hit points out of 30, avoiding insta-death by 1 damage.
Oops.
Good for him.
All right.
Especially since everything he's been through, he at least has a chance.
Well, he's very dying, shall we say. Martin is dying. And if Martin takes 1 more strike, Martin will be dead. Martin's unconscious. The spiderwebs are holding his closed-eyed form upright, 5 feet of web all the way up to his neck as he hangs there, severely bleeding. Elowen, it's your turn. The spider's about to consume its meal. Oh, Martin should make a death saving throw. But I forgot about it, so let's move on.
How flammable are these webs?
Nature check.
You mean the webs that we're all standing in?
Yes. That'd be a 17 minus 1, so 16.
16's pretty good. I'll tell you that any 5-foot cube of webs exposed to fire burns away in 1 round, dealing 2d4 fire damage to any creature that starts its turn in the fire.
Okay. Elowen holds off on that idea, for the sake of the dead friend.
1 damage from death.
And she just shoots off 2 more from her bow. The first one was a 14, so it misses. But the next one was a 17, and it was for 10 hit points of damage.
Oh man! Another arrow sprouts from the spider's head, like it's starting to look like it's got 2 antler horns. But what it really has is 9 hit points left. Adrien, it's your turn.
Okay, well, I hit 3 times because I know a 14 doesn't hit, and the DC is 17. So with 3 hits, right to the each knee that he can find in his reach is going to be 33 damage.
All right, are you striking lethally or non-lethally?
Oh, this guy really effed me up. No, I'm killing the son of a gun.
And the Jirogmo is no more. Da 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 da. Now, back to Martin, who's going to make a death saving throw. That's a 3. That's 1 failure.
I'm going to use...
it's your turn.
Oh.
Elowen walks over and is like, because he's covered in web, isn't he? Sort of.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, healing high five to the cheek, and like very gently.
First, start your turn in the web. Because
yes, because I moved
you
in.
might be restrained.
I am very restrained. That was a net 1.
Yep. You wish you could, but the web is in your way. Adrien, it's your turn.
I am going to use a healing
Dexterity
medicine
saving throw because you're starting your turn in the web.
Oh, okay. Nope. That cannot be a 39. Let's see. It's a +8. So that is going to be a 18.
You nimbly pass through the spider webs.
And then I'm going to do a medicine check on him to stabilize him.
Okay.
That will be a... Oh. Yeah, it's a 26.
That's pretty high.
It's a 19 plus 7.
A medicine check lets you try to stabilize a dying companion or diagnose an illness. It doesn't say what it does more than that.
It stabilizes him, so he's not dying anymore.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. So, because you rolled above 10, you stabilize Martin. He is no longer dying, and he will wake up in 4 minutes.
I tie him back up.
Okay. You gently remove his body from its suspension of spiderwebs, lay him on the ground, and tie his hands together.
I use the spider silk.
Oh, okay. All right. It's going to stick to you. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That is going to be a unnatural 20.
Okay. You are not stuck to by the spiderweb. If you'd like to keep this spiderweb, do a survival check to harvest it, and we'll see how much you harvest.
Oh, okay. Survival? I get a +3 in that. That's going to be 12.
Okay. You have 12 feet of undamaged spider silk. It gains the attribute of being a rope, sort of like a silken rope, except that it must face a DC 17 to all who handle it, or they are restrained.
Can Elowen do the same thing?
Yes.
And I'll take one of those high fives when you get a chance.
Okay. So that would be a nat 20 to collect.
You get 20 feet of spider silk. It has the properties of having a DC 17 or causing restraint.
Great. And then, are we out of combat?
Oh, and it's very flammable. Yes, you guys are out of combat.
Okay, she's gonna walk over to Adrien and, or attempt to, I suppose, and, healing high five.
He slowly puts his hand up.
Did I need to make a throw to get out of the webs?
I'm assuming that since you guys can free move now, you can get out of the webs.
Okay, so then that is, and she is going to, does Adrien, do you look really rough?
Yeah.
Okay, she's gonna cast it. I think it's just an extra D8 above.
Yeah, if that spider would have hit him again 3 times like he did the first go around, probably would have taken me out.
Oh, wow.
That would have been a fun one for Elowen to explain.
Yeah, why she got the old man killed?
Yeah.
It was his time.
Okay, so 1d8, so that would be...
He was 1 year from retirement.
I'm gonna use a 3rd level spell slot. So, that's 3d8 worth of healing. 16 hit points.
Well, that almost took away one of the hits.
Should I heal, him too, or just wait?
No, don't waste your spell slots. He'll wake up. And when he does, he's going to be on his belly on the ground, and Adrien's going to be on his belly on the ground, looking right at him.
All right, and that's how they are when he wakes up. He opens his eyes, lifts his face from the leaf litter, and looks around and sees you. He jumps a little bit and screams and goes, ah!
So I ask you again, why were you attacking him?
Because it was a giant spider.
He wasn't when you were kicking his butt.
He was before that.
Well, maybe you should have started out with that.
Like I had a chance.
Who are you?
Make a persuasion check. Let's see if he wants to talk to you.
Okay. That's an 18.
Okay. He breathes a little bit more calmly now that he sees the giant spider corpse lying right behind you. He goes, oh, thank goodness. I am Martin Swank. I'm in the forest because I was on my way to a pie-making contest in Nicomoy. My cart broke down, though. I kept going on foot to try to find help, but... and this is super critical. You can't just leave a cart full of delicious pies in the woods. Something will find and eat them. But so far, so good. The only thing that tried to come and eat was this Jorogamo to eat me.
Why did you leave the road?
I told you, my cart broke down. I was trying to get to Nicomoy. See, this fellow over here, and he points at the giant spider, seemed like he was a kind local who was helping me on a shortcut. This was back when he looked like an elf. And he said, "Oh, follow me. It'll be fine. It'll be fine," he said. And he led me deeper and deeper into these woods, started to get surrounded by spiderwebs, and then he attacked me and he knocked me unconscious. That jerk. I think he was going to eat me.
Now, I do want to roll an insight check, because when we came across him, he was beating on him.
Yeah, Elowen's the same. It'd be a 17 for Elowen.
With a +7, that will be a 25.
Yeah, you both think he's telling the truth, and both of you do a history check.
Okay, so that's a -1, so 16.
That's a -1 for me too, and that's a 2.
Okay, Elowen does not know. She's never heard of giant spiders that eat people. With a 16, you vaguely know that there is a legend of a thing called a Jirogumo. Jirogumo is a giant spider that likes to trick people. It'll set traps with bait on purpose to try to get more food.
Okay, his story checks out. Adrien slowly gets up, takes out the guy's dagger, and cuts him out of the web. And then hands him his dagger and keys. He's not going to rob the fella.
Martin accepts those from you. Martin looks a little bit like... there is a show on HBO with Silicon Valley, and he looks a bit like the Satanist on that show. Oh well.
It's been a hot
He's
sec.
got glasses and long black hair.
Okay.
And horns?
No, but he looks a bit apathetic.
Apathetic or pathetic?
Apathetic.
Sorry about your kidneys.
Oh yeah, he's at 1 hit point. He rubs his back. He goes, "Oh man, that really hurts."
I bet it does. What's your plan from here?
I guess I want to get back to the road. At this point, I think I'm done with that pie contest.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, you might want to go home and rest. If you go further, there is a doctor. Her name is Emily Starr, and she's in Rhett's Wood, if that's the direction you're going to head.
Just watch out for spitters.
He looks a bit turned around and he goes, "Do you know how to get back to the road?"
Has Hope been watching from the trees?
Let's roll a luck check. Nope.
Yeah, giant spider scared her away.
Yeah, Elowen figured as much.
Who would blame her for that?
This is a boy squirrel.
Oh.
But anyway, so yes, not present.
Alright, I guess I'm going to roll a survival to see if I still got my bearings after the fight, I guess. 17.
Yeah. You know where you are.
Okay, I point out the direction of the road to him.
Okay, Martin's at 1 hit point. He goes, "Can you guys walk with me?
We gotta go over there.
I don't want to be alone."
Well, you could, I guess, follow us. You'll just have to hide. Healing high five? And she holds up her hand.
Adrien's player facepalmed. Yeah, he accepts your healing high five.
Yeah, that's only 3 hit points.
He's at 4 hit points.
Hopefully you feel better so you can follow us, or you could we can get you back on the path we were on and kind of point you in the direction of the road. Choice is up to you. Yeah.
At 4 hit points, he's going to stay with you guys. He says, "My pies are delicious, but I don't want to be."
Fair enough. Shall we get back to where we peeled off and continue in the direction? I've lost our guide, but I'm sure if we follow in somewhat of the direction, we'll hit it.
Oh, Adrien's gonna ask him, "Do you know where the Panther Boys are at?"
The Panther Boys? No. What? Are there panthers out here? Oh, God.
Was it? There was Panther something, wasn't it?
Panther Danthers.
Ah, yes. She corrects him.
No, I don't know who those are.
Okay.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I mean, they've kind of been terrorizing everywhere they go. Are you sure?
So since this is confusing, I'll explain it again as the DM. They're from Kifasti,
Oh, okay.
which is a desert town to the north. And this is Chamuli Wood, a wood on the outskirts of Nikamui, a port city on the east.
So they're establishing themselves there.
Or fleeing the cops
Or, yeah,
in Kifasti. Yeah,
that is fair.
that was intended from the job flyer way back in the beginning, so I thought I'd clarify.
Yes. So they have
Probably needed that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I suppose we head back. And, can you keep up this time? Because, like, the whole old man thing, I get it. But also, like, you just outran me, so...
I'm good with short bursts of energy.
Aw, he's like All Might.
Alrighty then. Let's head out, I suppose. She looks at the elf and she's like, he'll keep up. You don't really lose him, but he's not next to you. Yeah, that's my best explanation.
Martin nods.
Here we go. And she heads back towards where they came through to head out.
Are you heading back to where the carriage is, or further into the woods?
She's headed further into the woods.
Okay. Alrighty.
Unless someone stops her.
Towards that house she was told of.
Okay, I guess you're heading in the same direction that the squirrel was going, without the squirrel.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much.
You walk through the woods.
Time to get lost.
Please, both of you make a survival check.
I need to put these dice in dice jail. That would be a nat 1.
That will be a 21.
Thank goodness you are not in these woods alone. Because if it were up to you, you would have found another Jirogamo. But because Adrien's there, Go ahead, Adrien. What do you do?
If you go over there, you will die. Turn left. Turn right. Straight. Left.
And with her
Left.
nat 1, it really does take all of those directions for her to follow the path that the squirrel was taking her on. But eventually, with a 21, you can keep going in the same direction that you were. And you approach the old remnants of a house.
Oh, you stupid squirrel. Really?
Alright, old remnants, they're running from the cops, they could still be here. Elowen's gonna do a perception check.
Mm-hmm.
That's not much better. But at least it's not a nat 1. 12?
Okay, with the 12, you see that the path up the stairs to the front door is clear of debris.
What about my 27 perception?
With the 27, you see that there's recent litter of, you see an apple core that is still yellow, not like brown and dried out, in the front lawn where a front lawn would be of the house.
Does he see any signs of like a lot of footprints? Like a lot of people are here?
You definitely see signs of footprints, for sure.
Wait here. And he's going to stealth up to the house.
Okay, stealth check.
And Elowen, kind of to herself, is like, I am not waiting here. She turns to, Martin and says, you wait here, and casts Pass Without a Trace so she can follow.
26 for stealth. This is what he was built for.
Pass Without a Trace adds something to my stealth. It gives me a +10 bonus to dexterity. Which I'm gonna need. So that's a 13 plus 10, so that's a 23 for Elowen to follow.
Alright. You both stealthily approach the old, decrepit remnants of a house. No twigs snap as your feet press upon the leaf litter of what used to be a front lawn. And although there aren't any glass window panes in this house for you to peer through, you know? You edge up to the hole in the wall that used to be the window. Both of you can, because you're very stealthy, I'm just going to say you are not detected. Both of you stay there for a little while, completely hidden and silent. And you hear sounds from deep inside the house.
Do we see anything through that hole?
It looks like there's some sleeping bags on the ground in there.
How many?
4.
That's good information to know.
Mm-hmm. And you hear a clatter as like a bowl, like a metal bowl spinning around a few times on a counter and then standing still.
That reminds me. I forgot to eat lunch.
Elowen, I had a thought and I giggled and I lost it. Elowen looks at Adrien and is like, did the poster say alive?
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Well, we could smoke them out, maybe?
Or just go inside and kick their ass. That
would work too. Let's do it. And she is ready to go in.
Adrien stealths inside.
You're both very stealthy, yeah. So you can go in as far as you want, and I'll tell you what happens.
I want to go in as far until I see someone.
Okay. Adrien crawls through the hole that the window used to be and puts his foot down upon the creaky floorboards where the sleeping bags are laying. It doesn't creak under his toes, though, and he steps forward, approaching a doorway into what's probably, like if this was the living room, that was the kitchen, and is right at the doorway to the kitchen. Elowen, are you right there with him?
Yes.
The both of you are on either side of the doorway. You look at one another across the gap, and then what do?
Peek inside the room.
Adrien pokes his head around the corner and looks into a kitchen. I have a picture here.
That's great for an audio format.
It looks kind of like a sea slug. It's got fluffy things on its back, and it's got 2 antennae. If you guys ever Google search the word nudibranch, Nudibranches, nudibranch, there are slugs a foot long with fluffy backs. They're green and pink, and like they look like the kind of stress ball that you squeeze with, like, have you guys seen those stress balls with like little things hanging off of them? They look like that, but they're slugs. They are all over this kitchen, and as Adrien pokes his head around the corner, he turns right into one of them. You're within 1 foot of this thing because it was crawling on the wall at head level on the other side of the kitchen wall.
But no people?
And it... Well... First, it's very hungry.
Oh, it's carnivorous.
You see, much like locusts that have 7 and 13, etc. year cycles, forest nudibranches also consume and consume and consume. It's an infestation. So please roll initiative, because it sees you.
11.
15 for Elowen.
Elowen, you're up first. You see Adrien stick his head right around the corner into a big green fluffy stress ball of forest nudibranch. And you see it react, and its eyes go wide, and its mouth opens, and it starts towards him. What do?
She's gonna throw a dagger.
It's right next to your head, Adrien. Good thing you're expendable.
Absolutely.
Because I think it creeps her out a little bit too much, and her first instinct is kill.
Let's hope you kill the right thing. Otherwise, you're in this by yourself.
So that's a 21.
That hits. Yeah. To note, their AC is 18. So They're pretty hard to hit because they're pretty tiny.
Oh, and that's only 5 points of damage.
Oh, you slice off one of the tentacles on its back, and its eye stalks, which you didn't notice before, but it has eyes on stalks. Its eye stalks swivel to you, and it screams, and now all of the other ones in the room look at you.
Help?
And is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
It's now the nudibranch's turn. So, there are 5 nudibranches in this room that you can see. One of them is right next to Adrien's head and is going to come closer and closer, and it will make 1 tendril attack and 1 gnash attack. With its tendril attack, it's going to try to hit you for 13?
Nope.
And gnash is at you for 7 to hit.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay, but the other 4, let's say 2 are going to come towards Adrien and 2 are going to come towards Elowen. One of those each is too far away to reach this turn, but one of those can hit you. So the first one hits Elowen with a 15 to hit.
It meets my armor class.
Okay. It hits you for 12 slashing damage as it gnashes you with its teeth, trying to eat you. Maybe it dropped down from the ceiling above you. Adrien, one of your bonus 2 attacks you with a 14 to hit. Does that hit you?
Nope.
Man, these things... Okay, yeah. Well, okay. And then the next time they attack, it'll be 3 on Adrien and 2 on Elowen. But anyway, so they didn't seem to do much to you, did they? So now it's Adrien's turn. There's one right next to your face, and another one's coming at you from the ground, and one dropped on you from the ceiling.
Okay, so I'm hoping that their AC or their hit points are pretty low since there's 5 of them. So I'm going to give you the individual damages and switch the damage to the next one.
Thank you.
So the first damage will be 7.
Okay.
Next one will be another 7.
Okay.
Then it's going to be a 9.
The one on the wall gets smushed flat by Adrien's fist and leaves a green smear.
And so then he hits the other one that was swinging at him and missing with 11.
Okay. That one's still up. It's on your face. And it dropped on you from the ceiling, right? And there's now a green smear next to you on the wall as you defeated one of them. Like when you squeeze a stress ball way too hard.
No, that's fine. It's just the one on the face.
Oh, the one that dropped on your head from the ceiling. Yeah, it's...
I didn't know it was on the ceiling. You never said that.
Oh, yeah, I'm just kind of making it up as I go.
Apparently.
One is crawling at you from on the ground. Okay. All right. Next up, it's Elowen's turn. There are 2 very close to you. One is literally on you, and the other one is rapidly approaching you on the ground.
So does she see any human bodies
No.
in the room? So she calls out, watch out, or not watch out. She says, back up to Adrien and cast. Okay, so I have a question. Casting Burning Hands will take my action, so I couldn't, throw something and then cast that?
I think you've got 1 action per round.
Okay.
So you can Burning Hands.
Okay, yep.
But I don't think you can...
Throw something.
Unless it's a bonus action to throw the thing, if that thing... It should say
it's
what it
an
uses.
oil flask, so I'm assuming it's an action. Because it doesn't have, this is what it takes to throw it.
Yeah, that would be an action.
Mm.
Okay, so she casts Burning Hands. So as I hold my hands and spread my fingers, a thin sheet of flames shoots forth from my fingertips. Each creature in a 15-foot cone must make a dexterity saving throw, and then they take 3d6 fire damage. And I am she's purposely aiming this into the room and not towards her partner.
Adrien would probably dodge it, though. So
I have evasion.
Yeah, he's quite good. You can probably get the ones on him if you try to include him.
Yep. Okay, so then she's gonna include him.
Is it a dex save?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry about me.
Yes,
He's expendable, he says.
Yeah, exactly. I am expendable.
And not as old as you think.
Oh, yeah, he is. 324? Oh, he's old. He's ancient.
Not as slow as you think?
There we go.
So it'd be a dex save.
Okay, there's 4 surviving nudibranches. They roll...
my dex save is a 21. Does that save?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
13, 6, and 3.
So 13 meets my spell save DC.
Okay, but the other 3 got hit by burning hands?
Yes. So the one that medic gets 5 damage, and the others get 11 fire damage. And they're now on.
The one that was on Adrien's head, he ducks down, and it takes the full blast of... And what happens to a slug when you hit it with a fireball?
It shrivels up.
Yeah, ew, and steams. It's gonna steam.
That's gonna smell so bad.
You see Adrien's long white hair just all of a sudden just start rising up because of the steam.
Oh man, it's a good day to not be a nudibranch, but a bad hair day. All right, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Yeah, by the way, they're mostly dead. And after you is the nudibranches. Well, 2 of them do nothing. But 3 of them are going to continue in their mindless attack. They're not very bright. They are going to try to tendril and gnash attack. There's 2 on Elowen for a 19 and a 14 to hit. Do those hit?
The 19 does.
Okay, take 6 slashing damage from a tendril as it strikes at you with one of the long tentacles from its back. And, okay, all right. The other one is infuriated and gets a nat 20 and a 16 on the dice, which is a 21 to hit. So that deals 12 damage slashing and 12 damage slashing as it tendrils and gnashes you critically. So you took an additional 24 from that second nudibranch.
Yeah, that hurt.
You still up?
I am.
Oh, and then the one on Adrien. Coming at you slowly from the ground, Adrien. A nudibranch tries to reach out. It's picture like an opening slug mouth. Does a 15 hit you, or do you remove your foot?
My foot all of a sudden disappears.
You're nimbler than your average 300-year-old. And that ends their turn. Adrien, there's 1 on the ground in front of you that just tried to bite your foot, and there's 2 that are attacking Elowen.
Yes, I got 1 nat 20 and 3 hits. So I'm going to roll the nat 20 first.
Are they above 4?
Oh, I roll a d8 and with plus 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, they would all be above 4.
Yeah, you singed their tendrils so they were crispy at the end. Yeah, so the nat 20 will take out the one that had 10 hit points, and it can't not. And the...
No, I mean, I can roll it just to make sure.
Okay.
I mean,
let's make sure that nat 20's 10 hit points are... Oh, that would be
It actually rolled 10 damage exactly.
Success! As with little green smears on the ground and wall, the kitchen is no longer infested.
Oh, that was just 1 d8. I'm sorry, that wasn't even the nat. Plus 5 more. So 15.
Thoroughly deceased. So, the forest nudibranch infection has been cleared, and the kitchen is now, I guess, no longer being attacked.
It's slimy, though.
Yeah, it's slimy.
Is it on fire from my fire?
No, because I don't think it burns objects, right? Yeah.
If it doesn't say it
does.
sets it on fire, it will say it sets things on fire if it does.
It does.
Oh!
That aren't being worn or carried.
Oh, well then yes. The kitchen is on fire. Black smoke rises to the ceiling, and with this close ceiling, it's quickly obscuring how far you can see. It's already a foot down from the ceiling, and as the walls and counters burn, the the black smoke gets further and further down from the ceiling. It's filling this space quite quickly, even though this is only partially indoors because of the decrepit nature of the house. Yeah, it's going up like kindling.
We should run.
I'll try.
And Elowen grabs on to Adrien and gets out of the house.
Okay. They emerge from the building that, as you turn around and watch, is rapidly consumed in flames, sending up a huge black pillar of smoke behind you. What used to be the hideout of Panther Dander is now just a big fireball in front of you.
I don't think we're getting the reward now.
Perception check?
Okay.
They might not be dead.
I'm good at perception.
12 for Elowen.
23.
Okay. You're pretty perceptive, Adrien. Elowen, there's a fireball in front of you. It's really cool to watch.
Fire.
Fire. She is a smoke genasi, so she is enjoying this very, very much so.
Yeah, you are. And you don't hear a twig crack behind you. Adrien does.
Adrien turns.
Adrien turns to see a person holding a container of sea salt in their hand, staring open-mouthed at the burning house. As you watch, her hand loosens and the sea salt falls to the forest floor.
Hi.
She sees you and looks at you stunned and then looks back at the burning house. From the woods, voices call after her, saying, Gina? Gina, what's... And then emerging from the trees are Jean, April, and Austin, and the four of them stand in front of you, and you take each other in.
I take it you're the Panther Danders?
A man steps in front of the others. He's got some protection issues. And he says, What's it to you?
You're under arrest. Please come with me.
Just to remind you, this is Adrien. He's got spiderweb in his hair. He's got green goop on his face. And there's a burning building behind him. Make an intimidation check with advantage.
And a smoke genasi just sitting there clapping like, yay, fire.
Very cool.
Well, my first roll was a 3, and my second one was a natural 20.
A natural 20. Well, it's good to have advantage.
It is very good to have advantage.
Yeah, you look bloody, you look beaten up, you look like you are not taking no for an answer. Austin looks at you and says, So what exactly did you say? What were the words?
I said, you are under arrest. Please come with me.
Okay. All right. So you're trying to arrest him and take him with you.
The group, yeah.
He turns to Gina and April and pushes them and says, Run! And then stands in front of Jean. And he says, Who are you?
Adrien, nice to meet you.
Gina and April are running. Adrien, you are faced by Austin and Jean? Jean? Don't know. Jean. Austin is blocking...
Juan.
Yeah, and Austin and Juan are blocking the way as Gina and April run. The bottle of sea salt lays on the forest floor, forgotten.
I'll take that as a no. Let's do it.
Elowen's checking for something.
Elowen is sorry. That's not going to be helpful. Elowen burned her dagger. Oh no! The dagger is dead. Elowen turns and she shoots off 2 arrows at the runners to try to not kill them, hurt them and stop them, but not kill them.
Leg shots.
All right. Let's see those leg shots.
They are taking an arrow to the knee, literally. Okay, so one of them is a 9, and the other one is a 23.
All right, with an AC of 16, that hits Gina, but not April. Gina, the one who had carried the salt up and dropped it, crumples to the ground, unable to move anymore, but April keeps running. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
And Elowen calls out, I'd stop if I were you. And that's the end of her turn.
Okay, and surprise turn for Adrien?
I'm going to dash around these two guys and tackle the other woman that's still running.
You will provoke 2 attacks of opportunity, which I think will
I
stop
have 55 feet of movement. I can go around them.
Yeah, you go around them. Yeah. Okay, which one are you tackling? April?
The one that didn't get shot in the leg.
Yeah, all right.
So I'm gonna hit her, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's going to be an 18, a 21, a 16, and a 17.
Okay, those all hit. How much damage are you doing?
I am doing 23 damage.
All right. She is up, but injured.
As you would when you get pummeled by an old man.
Who sprinted after you faster than you could run. All right. Yeah, sure. I will allow it. And that ends your surprise round. Everybody, please roll initiative.
That would be a dirty 20 for Elowen.
Wow.
17.
Wow. Yeah, you both go before the Panther Danders. Elowen, you're standing a distance away from them. Austin and Jean are closer to you. Gina and April are further from you.
So she's going to shoot Austin and... Do we call him John or Juan? What was his
Don't
name?
care.
Okay. And
He hasn't introduced himself.
That is
So
true.
let's say that they're 50 feet away from you, the Gina and Austin are. Okay?
Okay.
And
So
Gina and April are 50 feet from you, and John and Austin are 20 feet from you. Just to add some numbers to those.
so she's going to shoot the guys, and that would be a 18 and a 23 to hit.
Those hit.
That'd be 6 and 10 points of damage, respectively.
Okay. They go down some hit points. Gina's the only one who's not injured. After you guys. Adrien, did you get a second round?
No, I have not yet.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and take your second round before the Panther Danders.
Okay, my lowest was a 17.
Yep, you hit.
Okay. So I'm going to do these one at a time again, just in case. That way I can transfer the damage to the other lady with the arrow.
They've got lots of hit points.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 60.
Oh, okay. 60?
Mm-hmm.
I already did like 30 to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. April's at 37.
Okay, well that's 32.
Okay. She's at 5. Punch, punch, punch. He jumps on her back while she's running, locks his legs around her waist, and punches the back of her head. She goes down on the ground and is prone. Austin screams out, April!
Warned ya.
Is that the end of your turn?
It is.
All right, it's the Panther Danders. So this is kind of fun. The Panther Danders appear to be unarmed.
Oops.
Austin and Jean are closer to Elowen, so they're going to rush you. April's looking real bad, and Gina's going to try to help her with Adrien. So first, let's handle Jean and Austin attacking Elowen, going, "You're not going to kill us for this. We're going to live." And they run at Elowen. Okay, so here's the fun thing about unarmed strikes. I'm going to roll them. Okay. I rolled a 2 and a 4. Austin's so worked up that he doesn't do anything. And then I rolled an 11 and a 15. Do any of those hit you, Elowen?
The 15 meets, so yes.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness. 13 and 19. Do those hit you?
The 19 does.
Wow. So out of 6 attacks, you take 2 of them. So the cool thing about unarmed attacks is that you have to succeed on a DC 13 dexterity saving throw and a DC 13 con saving throw. So go ahead and make those. Sorry for telling you the difficulties. Make a constitution and a dexterity saving throw. One from Austin and one from Jean.
Okay, so the dex is a 14, and the con is a 14 as well.
Nothing happens. They punch you, and you take 14 bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, that hurts. Yeah, that hurts a lot.
Oh, yeah, you weren't quite...
I'm not dead.
Oh, that's
She's not dead yet.
That's very bad, because they have 50 and 54 hit points, so they did scream at you, "You're not going to kill us for this!" And then almost killed you. So, and then the two coming at... Well, is April coming at anyone? She has 5 hit points. Yeah, she's still got hit points.
Now, you did say she was prone, so she's at disadvantage.
She is prone. Okay, so does the 16 hit you?
Nope.
Nothing happened. So April's got, I guess her face is in the leaf litter, so she's disoriented, and with leaves in her eyes, she managed to stand up, I guess. That was her turn. All right. She knocks you off of her and stands up, I guess, because you weren't grappling her.
No.
Okay, Gina, the only uninjured... she rolled a nat 1. A 16 and a 7. She rolled a nat 1, a 16 and a 7. Why? Okay, does a 21 hit you, Adrien?
Yes, that does.
Please make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution will be a 15.
You pass. Nothing happens. Take 7 bludgeoning damage. Why? Okay, that's the end of their turn. Very sad DM, because I don't get to murder you guys this time. But as Gina punches you, she screams, "Yarg!" She screams "Yarg!" It looks like she's fighting for her life. Elowen, it's back to you.
Okay, so technical question. The spell casting ability and the attack bonus, what do I add that to?
Which spell are you trying to cast?
So she's gonna look at the guys that are in front of her, and she's gonna hold her hands up, and she's gonna be like, "Back off or burn up." And she's threatening them with fire, so the burning hands again.
Okay, Burning Hands has stuff. Can you read the stuff?
Yes. So it says, casting time 1 action, range, self 15-foot cone from me, components V and S. No idea what that means.
Verbal and somatic. You said back up, and you raised your hands.
Duration is instantaneous. As you hold your hands with your thumbs touching and fingers spread, a thin sheet of flame shoots forth from your outstretched fingertips. Each creature in a 15-foot cone must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 3d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. The fire ignites any flammable objects in the area, and she did not think this through, that aren't being worn or carried. And she's casting it at a higher level, so there's extra damage.
Okay, 14 and non-natural 20. So your spell save DC is 8 plus your spellcasting modifier plus your proficiency.
Okay, so yeah, that was a 13.
Is 8 plus your spellcasting modifier plus your proficiency? Your proficiency should be plus 5 at this level. So that should be 13. And then I'm not sure which rangers use to... You're a ranger, right?
Yep, so that should actually be a 17. I did do that wrong.
Okay, so does one of them... I forget the numbers I said. One was a 20 and one was like lower than a 17. So one of them fails and one of them succeeds.
Okay, so the one that fails takes 16, 18, so...
Also, hey listeners, if I'm wrong, I could just be wrong. Don't be mad.
So it'd be half of 19, so I'm assuming half of 18, so he'd take 9 fire damage, and the other one would take 18 fire damage.
All right. Do you want to assign that more fire damage to the more injured one? Or I guess I do that? I do that. So Austin's down to 36, and Juan is down to 41 hit points.
And then everything behind them is on fire now.
Thankfully, they were standing in kind of a clearing. So I guess the leaf litter smolders and a burning leaf rises up into the air to alight upon a house of a neighbor far away. Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep. And that is all that she can do. So, yep, that's the end of her turn.
Okay, Adrien, Elowen is looking very damaged. You guys might not win this fight. What do you do? Oh, and you have April with 5 hit points in front of you.
What do I do? I'm going to tell them. Because I did hear them yell, "You're not going to kill us," so... And I never said we were in the first place. I just said, we're going to take you into custody. So I'm going to try to tell them, "We're not going to kill you. We're just taking you into custody, dummy."
Mm-hmm.
And I'll try a persuasion with that. That's going to be a +0. That's going to be a 17.
Okay. I'm going to try to roll insight on their part. Okay. So they believe that you're not going to kill them. Whether or not they want to go into custody is a different matter. But you've definitely succeeded on that. They genuinely think that you're not going to kill them.
Okay.
Now,
So I'm gonna carry out my attack just in case, just because, maybe one of them being knocked out will get them to put it down. So the lowest I rolled was a 23.
Definitely hits.
Okay.
You're in the range of Gina, the undamaged, and April at 5.
So I take my fingers and I make it into an OK sign, and I flick her in the nose for 7 damage.
Oh, lethal or non-lethal?
Oh, non-lethal.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely non-lethal.
April's nose crunches and blood sprays into the air as her head is thrown backwards, and she falls completely on her back on the leaf litter, and some leaves poof up from where she landed. She's unconscious.
And then the other lady gets 36.
36. Yeah, Gina's still up. She looks injured. Quite injured. So, do you say anything to them?
Give up now.
Okay. And you did just make April go unconscious. So that's a pretty threatening thing to say.
With a flick of a finger.
With a flick of a finger. Yeah, go ahead and roll intimidation with advantage.
Oh, okay. That's a +0, so 8. Yeah, 18.
Okay, 18. With an 18, let's try to roll for their courage. Aw, they're sad little puppies. Okay, so nope. Gina screams and rushes to April on the ground. She's so distracted by you doing that. Now, Jean and Austin are gonna be suitably intimidated. Gina's just gonna... You can get an opportunity attack against her if you'd like, as she rushes to April. No?
Nah.
Okay. Do you say anything?
Are you giving up?
Gina's just crying and holding April.
I'll take that as a yes.
I guess at the very end of Bonnie and Clyde, right, in those movies, not in real life. In real life, they were just driving down the street and they got full of gunshot holes. But, like, in the movies, when you see people, like, give up, the much
full
more...
of gunshot holes. I like that.
That's what really happened. But, like, in the movies, when you see people give up, usually they're, like, holding their downed comrade, tears streaming down their cheeks, looking up at you, realizing this is the end of the line. And she turns to Austin and John and she says, "This is the end of the line, guys. We can't take them." Because she did just take 36 damage. So, which if you did it again, she'd be down. So,
yeah. Yeah, Elowen might not survive, but the old man's got a chance still.
Well, they don't know. They don't know how much you have left in you. They just know that you look real beaten up and real determined. So it's almost scary, like how you're still coming at them, despite, yeah. So Jean and Austin drop. They don't have any swords. Drop to their knees. Austin says, "You're not going to kill us?"
No, we're not.
All right, it's just going to jail, right?
I promise. Yes, just jail.
I guess it's time.
You can use an insight on me.
Metagaming. Yeah, he believes you. All right, and they will succumb to your custody.
Okay, I will go ahead and do a medicine check on the fallen lady so she can, wake up.
Okay, yeah. And after about 10 minutes, she's awake, and what else has happened since then?
They're all tied up. and connected together with rope.
Okay. All right. Okay.
No, I'm going to save the spider web for something else.
Okay. All tied up and connected together. Good. And you don't know this about them, but they're quite loyal. They actually wouldn't have totally fled. She was like kind of getting a distance so that she could like hunt you and then free your friends later. So they're pretty loyal to one another.
Yeah, they got. I got down to 52 hit points.
I'm at 3.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have survived.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm back. Okay, so you have the Panther Dander members tied up to one another, and you have a house burning behind you, and you're in the middle of the woods, the spiderwebby woods.
Mm-hmm.
Hiding at the edge of the forest, mild clearing, is Martin, an elf.
Mm.
He's also very injured. He peeks his head out once they're tied up.
It's okay to come out now.
Oh, thanks. Oh, man. You guys all right?
I will be in a second. And Helen. My name is not Helen. Elowen. She cast Cure Wounds on herself.
Good idea. You look a little rough.
Yeah, so that gives me back 13 hit points.
Okay, and are you familiar with the short rest mechanic? It's an option where you can use up to your level number of hit dice. So if you, for example, like have a hit dice of a D6 or a D8 or a T12, you can take 1 hour and roll that one at a time. You don't have to consume all of them. You can roll your hit dice, but it does expose you to enemy attack. So that's why some people choose to not do it. But I'm just letting you know about the mechanic.
Okay, perfect. Elowen really, really needed some healing.
So you are going to short rest here?
She heals herself and then she looks at Adrien and she's like, should we move? Should we rest? I'm feeling a little less like death now.
Let's go.
Okay, so you're not short resting.
Nope.
Okay, all right. You are walking with Martin. Where to?
Back to our carriage.
Oh, and Martin, Gina, Jean, April, and Austin.
Yeah.
Okay. Do a survival check to try to find your way back.
Oh, sure.
Oh, nope. That'd be a nat 1 plus 1, so 2.
Elowen,
21.
It's kind of amazing that you're a ranger, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, well, it's 2 nat 1s on your trying to find your way through the woods. As Adrien with his 21 again steers you in the right direction.
Left, right, straight. Don't go over there, you're gonna die.
I'm picturing
Left.
that you're almost like going too fast, and with his old man walk, he's walking in a straight line, and you're like going off left, being like, oh crap. And then you go off right, and you're like, oh crap. And he's just walking straight. And you keep making like an S-shaped walk through the woods. He's slowly catching up to you, and he's like, this way. All right. Well, with the 21, you do make it back to the downed tree.
Give me 1 second, and she just like clears everything away as enough to get it out and ready to rock and roll, not to be perfectly clean.
Okay. As you do that, you notice that waiting there for you is Phineas Anka. He's got a Basenji's head and a basket full of mushrooms.
How's your mushroom hunt?
His dog ears perk up happily, and he's like, look at all the mushrooms. And in his basket of mushrooms, it's about 20 mushrooms.
Nice.
Our hunt was successful too. We killed a spider, and we captured these 4 guys, and we're taking the baker home.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least to Nikamoy.
Yeah.
Then he can go home from there.
Speaking of Nikamoy, is that where you guys are heading? Or are you heading to Kifasti to drop off, to return the captured con artists? Or where are you guys going?
Oh,
Well, I mean, it's a warrant, so we could probably drop them off at any law enforcement agency and get paid that way.
That's fair.
So I'll probably just head to the nearest law enforcement agency and hand them over.
Okay, so you are getting into the carriage all together, or who's in the carriage? And tell me how it happens now.
I'll put the four guys that were we're turning in.
Okay.
Into the carriage with myself, and I'm going to tie each of them very securely to their seats.
Okay. Martin and Phineas, where are they?
They are in the luggage rack on the top.
Can you have people in the... What?
Why not? They're sitting there on the edge on the back with their legs dangling out, just enjoying the day.
Okay, Martin has 4 hit points, and Phineas has dog paws and a basket of mushrooms. They're both going to politely ask you if they can sit inside the carriage.
Okay, but you're going to have to sit on these guys' lap.
Elowen invites Phineas to sit up front with her.
Phineas looks at Martin, the injured, and says he can go, and offers Martin his spot. Elowen, can Martin, the injured, sit next to you up front?
Yeah, she kind of looks at him and is like, fine. Come on. And
Okay,
helps him, pulls him in.
So, Elowen and Martin are sitting on the front of the carriage, driving it. Nobody's on the luggage rack.
Aww.
And Jean, April, Austin, and Phineas are inside with Adrien inside the carriage. I guess that's 6 people, so 3 per chair, right? 3 sitting forward and 3 sitting
Sure.
back. Who are you sitting next to, Adrien?
It doesn't matter.
Pick 2 people.
I'm right between the girls.
Okay. You've got Gina and April sitting next to you. So that leaves Phineas sitting awkwardly in between
The 2 guys.
Austin and Jean. Yep. All right. And the carriage heads down the street. So at first it's a little bit awkward. Phineas is going to ask, so are you guys bounty hunters?
We're the Fire-Breathing Kittens Guild. We took the job to take you guys into custody. Alive. It said alive, so we weren't gonna kill you.
Phineas looks relieved. He holds his basket of mushrooms on his lap and he looks down.
I thought I was talking to one of the other guys.
Yeah, he's relieved that you're not going to kill these people. And it's like, okay. And he's got his basket of mushrooms on his lap, and he's got dog paws for hands, and he puts his dog paw into the basket and kind of fiddles with his mushrooms. He's brushing dirt off of them, and he looks up at Adrien and is like, oh yeah, you earned some of these, and he holds out some mushrooms to you.
I'll take them, I guess, and put them in my pocket. How many does he give them?
There were 20 mushrooms in there, so you got 1/3 of that, which is 6 mushrooms-ish. You get a really big one, and yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then he
puts them in his pocket.
He looks awkwardly at these injured people that are bleeding next to him, and he holds out a mushroom to Austin, the guy on his left, and he says, do you want a mushroom?
Adrien grabs it out of his hand. No, don't do that. And hands it back, puts it back in his basket.
Okay, why are you doing that?
Because I don't know what kind of properties these things might have.
Okay. General untrusting nature.
324 years can't be wrong.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and roll a charisma save.
The charisma save?
Mm-hmm. As Phineas says, oh, but they look so sad. Can't I give them a mushroom? And he makes a persuasion check.
Okay, that's going to be a 12.
He has sad puppy dog eyes. And you failed your charisma saving throw.
Okay.
So what do you say? You failed your charisma saving throw. He says,
And he's giving me eyes, just looking at me.
He's giving you sad puppy dog eyes.
I reach over and I scratch his ears. It's okay. You're a nice puppy.
Yeah, but he wants to give them a mushroom, and you failed your save. So you agree that you also want him to give them a mushroom, right?
Okay, I guess. And they're going to break out of their ropes, and we're going to be fighting in the carriage.
Probably not. He gives Austin a mushroom, and Austin is at 36 hit points. So Austin will sniffle from his bloody nose and say, I can't really taste anything right now, sorry. And just kind of let the mushroom sit in his lap. And about an hour passes. His nose is now very swollen. And what do you guys chat about inside the carriage?
Nothing. Adrien goes into a trance.
Okay. Are you aware of your surroundings when you're in a trance?
Yes.
Okay. Outside the carriage, in the complete darkness, what are you guys up to?
I think Elowen's humming, and she's like, we went to capture some dudes, and we captured them very well, but I almost died, so it was kind of bad and not very swell.
And inside the carriage, it's rocking as the horses, unevenly draw it forward. And Phineas looks at Jean, who's next to them, and says, so what are you guys arrested for? And Jean/Juan/Jean
Jerry
says, it's probably one of our cons. We kind of screwed over a lot of people in Kifasti. You gotta do a lot, because they're poor. So if you want a lot of money, you gotta do a lot of people in Kifasti. Nicomoy is looking kind of better, though. People seem a bit richer. And Phineas looks shocked and doesn't talk to Jean anymore. He awkwardly...
Told you they didn't deserve one.
He awkwardly tries to hand Jean a mushroom. He just doesn't know what to say. All right, so Adrien, Phineas is handing Jean a mushroom.
Adrien just doesn't care anymore.
He doesn't care. Okay, all right, Jean's gonna bite into the mushroom.
Roll for initiative.
Well, no. Nothing really happens for about another hour. And then, you guys make it to Nicomoy.
So she takes the carriage to the jail.
Okay. You are in front of the jail. Martin hops off and is like, thanks for the ride. I'm back in the city. I'm not going to get killed by spiders anymore. Bye.
Bye.
And he runs off to get some assistance for his pie carriage, which is just full of warm, delicious pies in the forest.
Martin, we'll bill you.
Okay, you can get 100 gold from him. 50 gold each. Okay, you're at the police station. You've got a carriage full of con artists and one Phineas who tries to leave the carriage. At this point, he has successfully fed a mushroom to Jean and Gina, who were pretty, of the more uninjured of them. But Austin and April, who were more injured, their noses are all puffy and they can't enjoy mushrooms. They're like, no, my teeth hurt. I don't want to chew. And they both have declined.
Uh-oh, she has teeth left?
So Gina and Jean have eaten the mushrooms, right? Okay. All right, what do you say to the police?
Realm hops down and knocks on the carriage and is like, why don't you watch them? I'll go get the police.
Okay.
And she goes and she walks in and she's like, hi, my name is Elowen. I'm with the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild. We captured some dudes. I'm not feeling so hot right now, so I apologize for being kind of rude. But they have a warrant out for their arrest and we'd like to collect on the bounty and you can, do your job and arrest them and ship them off to, where they're wanted or try them here. I honestly don't care once I get the gold and once they're out of my custody.
The police officer says, please fill out these forms, and about 3 hours later, you guys have 30,000 gold. Yay!
Woo-hoo.
And
Yay.
Phineas slips into the crowd and goes about his way. The next day, so do you guys want some epilogue stuff now?
Go for it.
Yes.
Gina and John are racked with horrible stomach pains. They start frothing at the mouth as they're being transferred from Nicomoy to Kifasti. The police tried desperately to revive them, but unfortunately, both rapidly become deceased. They seize, and their eyes rolls up in their head, and they're dead. Sorry. April and Austin survive and make it to Kifasti, but don't live very long in jail. They're both shanked in the courtyard.
Who'd they piss off?
Well, see, there was a drug running ring going on, you guys. So, the present...
Did she deliver drugs to the doctor? Illegal drugs to the doctor?
Yeah, let's give you some explanation. So you guys got your 30,000 gold, but what you don't know is that, so let's explain some things. Joey Strahovski was a Nicomoy operative of the Safiosi mafia of Kifasti, and the mafia makes a lot of money by, amongst other things, for example, supplying addictive substances to people like Emily Starr, the doctor who lived on the border of Retz and Tumuli Woods. And that line of people outside the doctor's office were loyal customers of the wares that she was peddling. And you were a mule.
Elowen is now a drug mule.
She was a drug
Wow.
mule. She was paid 5 gold to deliver drugs.
So my joke hit it right on the nose.
It wasn't a joke. It was just true. And the reason why Phineas, the assassin, was hired to off April, Jean, Gina, and Austin was because they had they owed the mafia too much money. They had tried to con the mafia. And,
well, that was their idiot's fault.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Don't do that. So.
Poor baby Elowen is just like, yeah, I'll give you your birthday gift. No problem.
Sure, I'll be a mule.
Knock, knock, knock. Yes, ma'am. We're investigating some drug deliveries that have your fingerprints on them.
No, man, they're still operating. No one stopped them. And that's actually, if you guys, that's how they catch people who are writing opioid prescriptions for everybody, is that they write a bunch of prescriptions. It's a big line outside that doctor's house of pretty not injured people.
And Elowen just flew right over her head. She's just like, okay, whatever. Let's go.
Yeah.
No wonder that guy was so mean. He was withdrawing.
Yeah.
Our poor
He was
little
suffering from withdrawal.
innocent little Elowen who lived in the woods.
And is still innocent because she just thought she delivered a present for the beautiful Mink Lady. So did you guys have any questions?
Sorry.
Nope. Okay, yeah. So that was the former supplier of so the Panther Danders were the former supplier of Emily Starr, the doctor who lived in the wood. The supply chain was disrupted, which was why Joey Strahovski had to make the run herself. But she found a mule, and then trying to escape with the money from the mob, the Panther Danders were instead caught by their own pride. And don't try to steal from the mob. Jail's not a safe place for you. All right, so thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the story. Joining us this time were Elowen.
Bye-bye now.
And Adrien.
The old guy can kick butt.
He really can. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. You can find more adventures on Amazon.com in the bookstore, Fire Breathing Kittens, all one word, podcast. That's right, you can curl up with a good book based on one of our podcast episodes. The authors do a really great job of adapting them into fun novels. And did you know that we have webcomics? Look for the adventures of Fire Breathing Kittens on webtoons.com. We also have official merchandise on redbubble.com. Yes, that's right. You really can own a notepad with the Fire Breathing Kitten logo on the front. Or one of your favorite characters. Go to redbubble.com and search for works from your favorite characters such as Frath, Amonist, Adrien, and more.